Mr. King of the Ring. I'm serving notice to every one of the WWF superstars.
You know, when I won King of the Ring last week, I didn't just win any tournament. I restored credibility to the crown of the WWE.
My first proclamation as king is to be from this day forward known as the King of Hearts. The King of Hearts. And I want you people to remember it with respect.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live and sold out in the Alamo Dome here in San Antonio, Texas, and welcome to King of the Ring. I'd like to thank everybody who joined us for the kickoff show in a main event where we saw the Queen of the Ring crowned in a match between Charlotte Flair and Dana Brooke. A special shout out to Gresh Digi Games for calling that match. But ladies and gentlemen, the main card is underway, and this is the Cruiserweight Championship match that you've all been waiting for. We have the man of the hour, Lio Rush, set to go one-on-one with the Cruiserweight Champion himself, the big strong boy Tyler Bate. Lio Rush appointed as a challenger from Raw General Manager Ric Flair, the Nature Boy himself. And when Lio Rush came into the fold here, he told Tyler Bate point blank simple that he came to collect. Like I said, this is Lio Rush's debut match. And how iconic would it be to etch his name in stone, to cement his legacy in the Cruiserweight division, if he could knock off the Cruiserweight Champion here tonight and come away with the gold in his very first match as he looks out to the crowd, extending his hand, out to the fans here in San Antonio, Texas. It's safe to say the man of the hour is here to fight. But he's got to go through Tyler Bate, and let's just put it out there. Tyler Bate is a reigning and defending champion. He beat Pete Dunne at Backlash, defended his title. Questionable how he won the title from Pete Dunne earlier that month, but we won't get into that. Either way, Tyler Bate is set to go one-on-one with Lio Rush. There will be no villainous Cruiserweight club out here tonight, as Ric Flair has made sure that they will be barred from ringside. But they were barred from ringside at Backlash as well. And like I said, Tyler Bate, he still walked away with the win. So you cannot discredit anything about him. Questionable the way that he won the title, but it doesn't matter because when it came down to it, he defended it one-on-one. So can he do the same thing here tonight and prove his dominance in the 205 division? As you see, this is for the Cruiserweight Championship. Lio Rush, he's a different type of opponent for Tyler Bate, though. Tyler Bate, I don't think he's used to the quickness and skill that Lio Rush brings to the ring. Lio Rush, let me tell you something. Lio Rush is a highlight reel. This kid knows how to perform. He knows how to get the show started. And Tyler Bate better be looking to one-up him however he can, because Lio Rush is going to come at him, and Lio Rush is going to bring the attack. As you see Tyler Bate over there, this could be the last time that Tyler Bate holds that Cruiserweight Championship, looking around. And as you can hear from the reception, they do not like Tyler Bate. The WWE Universe does not like the big, strong boy. Handing that championship over to the referee. Looking at it, and Lio Rush looks at it as well. Like I said, Lio Rush's sight is to cement his legacy in the Cruiserweight division. He wants to be the king of 205. He's got to go through Tyler Bate to do it, though. And here we go, a little bit of the showboating already from Lio Rush. And ladies and gentlemen, this match is underway. Both men locking up early. And now it's Lio Rush getting the upper hand. But wait, no, Tyler Bate quickly counters out. He's cranking down. This whole thing, tripping him down. The whole great thing about a chain grapple is it's like the appetizer. To do the chain grapple, to weaken your opponent, to crank the limbs, to get a wrist lock or a nice headlock, to try and get the match working like that. As you see, Lio Rush is already taking it to Tyler Bate, though, as he comes off the ropes. And a huge shining wizard from Lio Rush, all ready to get things started. And these fans in the Alamo Dome, they are on their feet. Tyler Bate into the corner, and now Lio Rush cranking on the arm, and a shot to the chest of the big, strong boy right now. Lio Rush delivering another one. And now Lio Rush pulling him back with a heel kick. Tyler Bate already getting worked over early. This could be a long night for Tyler Bate if he doesn't find his footing, as Lio Rush gets him in the corner. And a monkey flip out of the corner by Lio Rush. Lio Rush to the middle rope and jumps off with a body block. Hooking the leg for the pin. And Tyler Bate, kick it out very quick. Lio Rush lifting Bate to his feet. Rush went for a strike there, but Lio Rush got blocked. And now Lio Rush under. And look at the quickness of Lio Rush. Lio Rush taking over. Both men blocking in exchange to one another. And now Lio Rush sending Tyler Bate down. And oh my God, a drop kick to the head by Lio Rush. Now Rush lifting Bate to his feet. Looked like he was going for a grapple there, but Tyler Bate fought it off. Tyler Bate said, no, not today. And now a huge knee from Tyler Bate, trying to get back into the driver's seat, trying to get the flow of things as Lio Rush was taken over early, but a suplex by Tyler Bate. And this could be his moment right here. This could be what gets him back into the match, or starting to get him into the matches. And wait, Tyler Bate's telling the crowd to shush as he hits that neck breaker. He just shushed the whole WWE Universe. And Lio Rush going to get up, but look at the dirty tactics from the Cruiserweight Champion. And now, it's safe to say that Tyler Bate is getting into this match. He's getting the rhythm of things. But no, just as he went to go get the rhythm, Lio Rush rolls him up. 1, 2, and no. Tyler Bate kicks out. Almost a 3 count, though. The Cruiserweight Champion was almost dethroned. And look at Lio Rush. Look at that quickness that I talk about. As Tyler Bate starting to try to get a breather in the corner, but it seems like Lio Rush won't allow it as the Irish whips him into the adjacent corner and he rushes forward and sandwiched him right into the turnbuckle. Tyler Bate is in a bad state right now early in this match, as Lio Rush is just controlling him and bringing him where he wants him. And now Lio Rush, what's Lio Rush thinking? Tossing him through the middle rope, out to the ringside floor, and a suicide plunger from Lio Rush. Picture perfect, unbelievable. This man is a highlight reel, ladies and gentlemen. And acknowledging the crowd is the man of the hour after a beautiful suicide plunger, clearing the top rope indefinitely. And Bate up against the barricade. And what's Lio Rush thinking here? As Rush has him hung out to dry. And look at them stiff shots. Oh my God. And now Lio Rush on the apron. What is Lio Rush thinking right here? Lio Rush giving a little taunt. And oh my God, a corkscrew leg drop across the back of Tyler Bate. This man is putting on a clinic right now. As Lio Rush goes to the apron, and Tyler Bate may be out of it. It may be over. We may have a new Cruiserweight champion. And Lio Rush hooks a leg. 2. And oh my God, so close. Tyler Bate barely gets a shoulder up. Now Lio Rush lifting Bate back to his feet. He almost lost that belt. What's Lio Rush thinking here? No, Tyler Bate with the counter. And over the top rope into a sunset flip. 1, 2. And oh, Tyler Bate almost got the victory there. Lio Rush kicking out at the last second. And now it's Rush into the corner and a huge European uppercut. I'll tell you what, Tyler Bate loves them strikes. That British strong style that Tyler Bate brings as he sends Lio Rush over to the apron. And now a huge stiff forearm. And what's Bate thinking here as he goes to the middle rope? He's got him up. And oh my God, a deadlift suplex off the middle rope back into the ring. As Lio Rush is starting to slow down here, Tyler Bate starting to take over. And Tyler Bate with a beautiful scoop slam. And now what's Bate thinking here as he goes to the apron? Bate looking to go to the top rope. The Cruiserweight champ is looking to fly. 450 splash on Lio Rush. But Tyler Bate may be out of it after that corkscrew leg drop. And he still goes for the pin. A little bit lazy, but let's see. And no, Lio Rush kicks out. So close. This is an unbelievable opening bout that we are seeing here in San Antonio to open up King of the Ring as Tyler Bate. I don't think that was smart. Tyler Bate doing a little taunting, and Lio Rush is to his feet, and a huge enziguri. Tyler Bate is staggered on the top turnbuckle, and Lio Rush going to meet him. And what's Lio Rush thinking here? Oh my God, beautiful hurricanrana from Lio Rush. Lio may have this match in the bag. The taunting from Tyler Bate, that I don't get it. I don't get it as Lio Rush goes for it all, and no, it was missed. Blocked off by the Cruiserweight champ. And Tyler Driver with the pin. Lio Rush may be done for. And it's all over. Tyler Bate retaining the Cruiserweight Championship once again. The defending champ. As Tyler Bate picks up a victory over the man of the hour. Lio Rush going to the top, going for that final hour. And Tyler Bate managed to put the knees up, stopped it. A Tyler Driver sealed the deal. And ladies and gentlemen, the big strong boy, like it or hate it, he is still your WWE Cruiserweight Champion. And he did it one-on-one here tonight in the opening match. He had no advantage. He had nobody at his side, nobody in his corner, but we got Sting backstage. And as you know, Sting showed up last week. Chris Jericho was kind of questioning whether Sting would be Bret Hart's partner. Said Bret Hart didn't hear from him. And Sting made his appearance known. Remember, tonight we have Sting and Bret Hart taking on Chris Jericho and Jim Neidhart. On the line is a contract for Jim the Anvil Neidhart for the SmackDown Live brand. And Sting still not trusting Bret Hart, but I guess the saying is, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. As you know, that saying goes well when it comes to the wrestling business. I'll tell you what, this one match I'm hyped to see though. Bret Hart hasn't been in the ring in ages. And there's Raw General Manager Ric Flair. And yes, Nakamura and Finn Balor tonight in the main event, the King of the Ring finals. Them two are going to blow the roof off of the arena. Ric Flair wishing Bret Hart luck tonight against Chris Jericho and Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Anyway, back to business as usual, folks, because right now we have a bitter rivalry that has been going on for months. The Velveteen Dream and Goldust, the disrespect of the Velveteen Dream, making comments about Goldust's dead father, the late great Dusty Rhodes. That is something that you do not do. And to be honest with you, it's despicable. The comments made it's caused Goldust to snap. It's shown a side of Goldust that I haven't seen in a long time. The Bizarre One is enraged. The Bizarre One is seeing red. Remember, Goldust suffered a loss to the Velveteen Dream at Backlash. And really, that's what this stems from. The Velveteen Dream was scouting out Goldust for some reason. Maybe he wanted a partnership. We don't know. Goldust questioned why Velveteen Dream was scouting him out. Velveteen Dream said he wanted respect, said he wanted people to know his name, to say his name. Goldust told him he hadn't quite earned it yet. And this is true. But Velveteen Dream wants to be in the spotlight. And Velveteen Dream and Goldust, they had their match one-on-one. In the end, the Velveteen Dream picked up the victory over Goldust at Backlash. Goldust did indeed say the Velveteen Dream's name. He gave him his respect. But the Velveteen Dream countered back. Velveteen Dream told Goldust that he was a loser. Velveteen Dream said that he did not want losers saying his name. And then, like I said, adding insult to the injury, telling Goldust that his dead... I don't even want to repeat what he said. It irks me. But it has brought a whole new perspective to Dustin Rhodes, aka Goldust. And tonight this match is going to be, I think it's going to be a little bit brutal. I don't know if the Velveteen Dream knows what he's getting himself into, but you don't speak on a man's dead father, especially one with the legacy that Dusty Rhodes has had. As you can see, Goldust coming out a little bit vintage right now. Coming out with the robe, the golden robe, patent of the Bizarre One himself, 24 Karat Productions. I gotta say, this rage inside Goldust could be what he needs. As you know, Goldust's career over the years, definitely a well-known name, definitely has skills in the ring, and is definitely a legend in his own right. As for the statistics, you don't see much when it comes to Goldust. But this little bit of rage, this might be the fire that Goldust needs lit under his ass to put him back into serious competition. One only would hope so. But remember, Velveteen Dream already has a victory over Goldust. So either way, it's almost like these two are destined to fight forever. As you can see the pain in Goldust's eyes after what Velveteen Dream has said, and this match is underway as they lock up. And Velveteen Dream using the strength, putting Goldust into the corner. As the referee trying to break it up right now, and oh my God, a huge cheap shot from the Velveteen Dream. How disrespectful. And Goldust coming after him, but no, the Velveteen Dream, he hops outside to the ring. Ringside floor is Velveteen Dream, and Goldust going after him, but the ref is stopping it, trying to maintain order, as he should. And this guy, man, Velveteen Dream just taunting Goldust as Goldust comes out the ring. And Velveteen Dream take it off. He's trying to hightail it as Goldust is running after him, giving him chase. And Velveteen Dream back in. And wait, Goldust caught him off. And a huge clothesline from the Bizarre One. And as I said, Goldust is not playing them games here tonight. And as you see with the strikes, Velveteen Dream backed up in the corner. Goldust beginning to lay boots to his chest. Like I said, Goldust affected by the words that Velveteen Dream has been saying these past couple weeks as he drives the knee into the side of the Velveteen Dream's head. And a huge headbutt. Oh man, that's gotta hurt right there. And Velveteen Dream gets sent into the ropes, and Goldust with a huge back elbow. And I don't even think Goldust cares about winning the match right now, as he's just unleashing an onslaught on the Dream. Continuously firing them fists, rapid fire across the face. And as you can hear, this crowd in San Antonio definitely behind the Bizarre One as Goldust puts Velveteen Dream back into the corner. And now what's Goldust? Goldust going for vintage Goldust here. And I can't even watch when I see this. Every time I see this, I gotta turn away as, oh my God, that is brutal. Shattered dreams to the Velveteen Dream, and that could be it. That right there, like, I can't even watch that. And Goldust with a chop to the chest, and Goldust giving Velveteen Dream everything that he asked for. Sending the Dream into the corner as Goldust runs forward and splashes him into the corner. Velveteen Dream, I don't even think he knows where he is right now. I think he's seeing stars, as Goldust has just been taking it to the house ever since the opening of this match. Velveteen Dream tried to play the mind games. He tried to run around the ring. Goldust cut him off. And now this match has been all Goldust the whole way through with that huge power slam. Goldust going for a pin. And no, Velveteen Dream kicks out, not even a 2 count. But the headlock is locked in as Goldust starts to crank on it. And just trying to cut off that air supply, but no, Velveteen Dream rolls out. And now it's the Dream with a super kick. Finally, the Velveteen Dream looking like he's coming back into this, coming off the ropes, and a huge leg drop. And now Velveteen Dream starting to get the gears turning, starting to get the wheels rolling, setting things in motion as he whips Goldust down. And a neck breaker, a jaw breaker, should I say. Now Goldust on the defensive side of things, as he was doing so good in the early parts of this match. Velveteen Dream just clotheslines him out of the ring. It looks like he's going to follow Goldust out as he's telling him to get to his feet. Velveteen Dream on the apron, and what's Velveteen Dream thinking here? Velveteen Dream goes airborne with a huge elbow. And now the cockiness, the arrogance of Velveteen Dream is starting to set in as Goldust is down at the ringside floor. And now the Dream is just having his way with with Goldust. And Goldust up against the barricade, blocks it off with a huge kick. Looked like Velveteen Dream is going for something up against the barricade. And like I said, you know how it is when you're out in no man's land. You can use anything to your disposal. Anything in the environment is a weapon. And I think we're about to see that right there as Velveteen Dream just gets his back spiked right into the barricade. Now Goldust sending him back into the ring, trying to take this back into where the action should really be taking place as he just fires shots. Once again to the cranium of Velveteen Dream. Goldust with a lockup and a Beautiful scoop slam right there from the Bizarre One. And a knee right to the side of Velveteen Dream's head. Like I said, Goldust is, he's really bringing out the brutality right now. He's really trying to fight. He doesn't want to have a wrestling match. This is a war to him. But Velveteen Dream getting the upper hand once again and just firing that knee into the stomach. And follows it up with an axe handle to the back. Goldust going into the corner. Velveteen Dream, like I said, never shy to take the time to taunt. Dream lifting Goldust back to his feet. Oh my God, and a huge face buster right onto the canvas. As Goldust, he may be in La La Land right now. He's going into the corner. Velveteen Dream sending him out of the corner. And what's Velveteen Dream going for at the middle rope? And an elbow to the back. That elbow planted directly into the spine. Velveteen Dream going for a pin. It's a lazy one at that. And Goldust kicks out. Now the Dream lifting Goldust back up. What's he got thinking here? He's got a drop kick to Goldust, sending him back down to the mat. So far, both matches that we have seen, each one has a different pace. And this one, honestly, to tell you the truth, this has a deadly pace. It's Velveteen Dream with a spine buster. Like I said, you know this rivalry. It's a blood feud right here. Velveteen Dream for the pin. And no, only a 2 count as Goldust kicks out. Velveteen Dream taking the time to pace around. I think he thought it was over right there. Velveteen Dream getting a little bit frustrated. He's starting to think. He's starting to get them wheels turning, thinking, what can he do to end this match? As now he's got Goldust right where he wants him. The Dream getting to the middle rope, but Goldust getting to his feet. And now this match has been taken over by the Velveteen Dream, who is now at the middle rope and just taking the time for a breather as he drives the elbow down into the face. Velveteen Dream now starting to take his time. The pace has slowed down. A little bit of wrestling tactics right there from the Dream. Sending Goldust backing back up into the corner as he uses the ropes as a crutch. And Velveteen Dream sending him into the ropes and a huge back elbow. Now the Dream taking over and picking the Bizarre One apart. As you see, he just did damage to the leg. Starting to really think, starting to be really strategic as Velveteen Dream. And Velveteen Dream to the top. Purple Rainmaker missed as Goldust got out of the way. And Goldust, that's a huge counter for the Bizarre One. And he follows it up with a beautiful DDT. Smacking Velveteen Dream's head directly onto the canvas. 1, 2... And oh no, so close. Velveteen Dream with a late kick out. Almost a 3 count. This was almost over. Now what's Goldust thinking here? Goldust got him locked up. Full Nelson bomb by Goldust. Velveteen Dream really slowed down the pace. Turned this match into something different than it started with. And that counter from the Dream is exactly what he needs, as he's got Goldust locked up and he's picking him up. Shades of Goldberg as he hits a jackhammer and he hooks the leg. 1, 2, and oh no, near falls back to back by both men as this match is really starting to get down to the nitty gritty. What's Velveteen Dream thinking here though, as he positions Goldust in the center of the ring and goes to the top? Could he be looking for the Purple Rainmaker? And no, he's turning around. Nice moonsault, but no, the knees come up and Goldust has countered the moonsault. What a beautiful counter right there by Goldust as he's setting it up. And a curtain call onto the Velveteen Dream. Goldust going for the pin. This could be it. 2. And no, Goldust can't seem to get it. Velveteen Dream kicking out. Nearly a near fall right there on the kick out. And now Goldust a little frustrated as he begins to fire them shots into the face once more. Bringing that onslaught as this audience looks on. And now Goldust sending Velveteen Dream to the apron. Stiff shot to the head. What's he thinking here? Lifting him up. Oh my God, and a huge back suplex onto the apron. Velveteen Dream's back could be shot from that one. And now Goldust setting him up in powerbomb position. What's he thinking? He's got him out here on the ringside floor. Not on the ringside floor. Wait. He's turning his attention and, oh my, a powerbomb onto the announce table. And now Goldust trying to break out them steel steps. This is not a good idea. You will get disqualified as Goldust maybe thinking twice. Going back into the ring as he drops the steps. But no, he went back into the ring to break the count as Velveteen Dream tries to get to his feet. And Goldust setting him up between his legs. What's he thinking here? Don't tell me we're going to see what... Oh my God. Looked like he was going to try and powerbomb him on the steps, but Velveteen Dream fights out. And now Velveteen Dream got Goldust up in a powerbomb. And Velveteen Dream... Oh no, come on, no. Oh my God, Velveteen Dream returning the favor. After Goldust powerbombed him on the steps just a couple of weeks ago. Referee had a 7 count though, they better be careful. As Velveteen Dream looking like he's going to take this thing back into the ring, and he does. Now he's lifting Goldust up. Goldust may be out of it, he may be worse for wear. And the Velveteen Dream putting him into the corner. And I wonder what he's thinking here as he starts to drive them shoulders into the waist and the stomach. Now Dream lifting Goldust back to his feet. This may be over for Goldust. It may be lights out. Purple Valley driver by the Velveteen Dream. All he's got to do is make the pin. This could be it. But Velveteen Dream not thinking about a pinfall here as he's going to the top rope. And we could be seeing it again. Purple Rainmaker on the bizarre one. This time it hits. 1, 2, and oh no, Goldust kicks out. The resiliency. I guess it goes to show you when you're fighting for a reason, anything is possible. The Velveteen Dream trying to fire a shot, but Goldust fights back. And now Goldust sending Velveteen Dream onto the top rope, neck first. That could have really cut off his air. And wait. Bionic elbow, shades of Dusty Rhodes. The American Dream is alive here in San Antonio. And Goldust got him set up. Goldust hits it. And he hooks the leg. This has got to be over. 2, 3, and Goldust gets his redemption here tonight in San Antonio against the Velveteen Dream. Like I said, the American Dream is alive here in Texas at King of the Ring as Goldust finding some type of clarity. Goldust picking up the victory here. What a huge victory it was. You know how much this meant to him. What a huge victory. But ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, announced on Twitter by Asuka herself, the SmackDown Women's Champion, she will be returning next week to SmackDown to find out who her attacker is. And that's a huge announcement right there. Yet to find out who attacked Asuka and put her out of commission. We got Cesaro and Ted DiBiase. Well, Ted DiBiase, man, the nerve of this guy trying to buy the tag team championship belts from the Bar. And I guess that's what he was trying to do here again tonight. Trying to get the $1 Million Revival, the tag team titles, without them even having to lift a finger. But the Bar, no, they're fighting champions. They are on top of the tag team division on SmackDown Live for a reason. And Cesaro and Sheamus making it very clear that they are going to stay tag team champions. That's going to be an epic tag team match here later on tonight. That's going to be a match that you are not going to want to miss, I could tell you that. But ladies and gentlemen, it's not about the tag team championship belts right now. Because right now, it is time for the television championship match between the Real Deal Highlight Reel, the Hype Machine Mojo Rawley, and the reigning and defending television champion Aleister Black. Mojo Rawley fighting Aleister Black already on one occasion. And it looked as if Mojo Rawley was getting some momentum going. He had everything going. He was working in good motion. But Bray Wyatt, an attack from Bray Wyatt trying to get to Aleister Black. Bray Wyatt not only Sister Abigail-ing Aleister Black, but also Sister Abigail-ing Mojo Rawley in the process. Mojo Rawley felt like he was screwed out of a win that could have been his. He could have been a television champion from what he's telling everybody. So he decided to take it upon himself after Aleister Black had defeated Bray Wyatt at Backlash. The week after, he came out and attacked Aleister Black. He wants his television championship match, and he doesn't have to wait any longer because it's about to go down right here tonight. But Aleister Black, let's just be honest, he has defended that title against a number of people so far, Bray Wyatt included. And Mojo Rawley told Aleister Black that he is getting in his head that people who are more worried and more concerned and more angered with the person that they are facing, they tend to make mistakes, and yes, Mojo Rawley is right. But how quick can you push somebody to the edge? You see Mojo Rawley with the mind games. Just last week, Aleister Black having a match, and after the match, Mojo Rawley came out. It looked as if these two were going to go at it right there. But no, Mojo Rawley quickly turned around. He told Aleister Black, no, you're going to have to wait. And that was all part of the mind games by the human hype machine. As Aleister Black makes his way out to the ring, though, you know it's still lingering in his mind. He still wants to get his hands on Mojo Rawley, and right now is the opportune time with this match. Mojo Rawley did look determined, and Aleister Black looks just as determined. This should be a fight. Like I said, Aleister Black definitely wants to get his hands on Mojo Rawley, and you can see it in his face as he's walking to the ring. Aleister Black, a man of few words, cool, calm, and collected, but knows how to get the job done in there. A very skilled kickboxer. The kickboxing background of Aleister Black. This man could damn near kick your head off. Mojo Rawley's got to watch out for that, because tonight I'm sure that's what Aleister Black is aiming to do. That is, of course, if Aleister Black can even get that off, because we know the strength of Mojo Rawley. We know the adrenaline. We know what he brings to the ring. We know Mojo Rawley is a momentum burst of everything. Television championship on the line in San Antonio. The time for talking is over as it stands for Mojo Rawley. It's put up or shut up time here. And like I said, Mojo Rawley doesn't look phased at all. He might be taking Aleister Black too light, because, like I said, Aleister Black has proven that he deserves to hold that television championship belt. Nobody can question that. Now, Mojo Rawley, I feel like he's questioning it, but that's another story, because right now, it's time. Aleister Black holding up that belt. Dominant television champion, like I said. This could be the last time that he holds the belt, though, as he hands it off to the referee. Mojo Rawley looking down at it as well. We're going to see what goes down as the referee holding up that belt, and we're getting ready to get underway with this television championship match. Mojo Rawley in his corner. Aleister Black, like I said, a man of few words, cool, calm, and collected, and here we go. Mojo Rawley quickly taking out the leg of Aleister Black, and I would say that's a smart strategy right here. Mojo Rawley quick to run out, take off the leg, and a huge splash to the corner. Mojo Rawley running forward again, and another splash. Like I said, this is the adrenaline that Mojo Rawley brings. This is why they call him a hype machine, as he's got Aleister Black up with an atomic drop. Now Mojo Rawley sending him into the corner again, and hitting yet another body splash, going back into the corner. And Mojo Rawley, with the momentum in his favor, he's going off right now. Aleister Black looking like he's in trouble already early in this match. And oh my God, Mojo Rawley almost took his head off. And as you can see, he is hyped here tonight. That shows how much this television championship means to him. Now what's Mojo thinking as he's got Aleister Black right where he wants him, puts him up against the ropes, and he's sending Aleister Black in, and a huge shoulder tackle, taking Aleister Black out and putting him down to the canvas. Aleister Black seriously in trouble right now. Wait, flip over on Mojo, nice counter by Black into a cutter. Now it's Aleister Black. Let's see if he can find his footing. As there you go, you see that combination. You see the kickboxing background. That is the kickboxing background that I was talking about. The knee to Mojo Rawley. Aleister Black going to the middle rope. And he's telling Mojo to get to his feet. As Mojo stands, maybe a little groggy. Sunset flip by Aleister Black. No, I thought he was going to go for a sunset flip pin. But he lifts him up and power bombs him down. And Mojo Rawley definitely taking the effect now. He came out hot as Mojo Rawley started to take over, but now it's Aleister Black flipping him over. Cartwheel and a huge knee sends Mojo Rawley down. That knee connected picture perfect. Mojo in trouble. The challenger is seeing what the champion can do right here tonight, right now. As Aleister Black go for a suplex, no, he hangs Mojo up to dry. Mojo hung over the ropes, and there goes them knees. You can hear the thuds hitting the head of Mojo Rawley, and it sends him outside. And here goes Aleister Black, and Aleister Black, no, vintage Aleister Black. The feint off the springboard into that Indian-style pose. Almost as if he is channeling the devil himself. And Aleister Black, watch out, as a suicide plunger to Mojo Rawley outside the ring. Black is hyped right now. Lifting Mojo back to his feet, and he sends him inside. And in San Antonio, Aleister Black is coming alive, springing off the ropes and a drop kick to the back of the head. Aleister Black has taken over. Now it's Mojo. Oh my God, and Mojo sends Aleister Black down. Talk about a momentum shift in this match once more. Now Mojo is back in the driver's seat, putting Aleister Black into the corner. And Mojo Rawley, what's he thinking here? What's he setting up for? Sending Aleister Black in, coming off the corner, and a huge shoulder tackle from Mojo. Almost took Aleister Black out of his shoes. Looks like Rawley could be looking to finish it. He's looking for the ending. Aleister Black a little bit groggy. And Mojo Rawley, oh my God. You know what this is usually followed up by? As Aleister Black out of sorts right now. Looked like Mojo was going for hyperdrive, but no, Aleister Black fights out, kicking around. And now Aleister Black back again with them combinations, them strikes, them knees, them elbows, everything. And there we go, the showman, once again, of Aleister Black. Has Mojo Rawley in a bad state right here. I wonder what Black's thinking as he does the Irish whip. Coming off, what's he doing? He's got Mojo's leg hooked. And oh my God, beautiful how he just sent Mojo down. And now Black going to the corner. It could be time. This could be the curtain call for Mojo Rawley. Knee to the face. And now all that's left is the nail in the coffin. Aleister Black might be able to pin him right here. But Aleister Black, sinister intentions. As it looks like he might be getting ready. He might be gearing up. It might be coming. It might be in Mojo's future. Black mass to Mojo Rawley. And you can count to 100. 1, 2... And Aleister Black, reigning and defending, still your television champion. What a great match we had with great bursts of momentum. It was over quicker than it began, but you cannot deny the exchange. Well, I was going to say you cannot deny the exchange, but what the hell? What the hell is going on here? The Firefly Funhouse. That's Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt looking like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. What the hell is he thinking right here? What is up? I'm confused. Bray Wyatt with a message to Aleister Black telling him it's been a while, and yes it has. We haven't seen Bray Wyatt since Backlash, but I don't get what this whole thing is about. What is Bray Wyatt doing in Sesame Street territory? Bray Wyatt saying that's the old me. Like I said, very confusing. Remember, that's words that Aleister Black said to Bray Wyatt at Backlash. There's a difference between the devil he knows and the devil he doesn't. Bray Wyatt actually apologizing. Telling Aleister Black he was right. There is a devil that he doesn't know, that he didn't know at least. I am confused. Feeling like this is a safe place. But still, more questions than answers as this new Bray Wyatt. And Aleister Black just watching on. I think he's just as confused as we are. The Fiend? What? Who in the hell is... What is the Fiend? What or who is the Fiend? A little bit weird, if you ask me. Will you let him in? Let who in? Who is... Like I said, I'm confused. I think Mojo is... What in the hell is that? Oh my God. What did I just see? Crazy. But ladies and gentlemen, the next pay-per-view coming up will be none other than the biggest block party of the summer, SummerSlam, and it takes place in Miami. The road to SummerSlam, it starts right here, right now, at the King of the Ring. Ladies and gentlemen, don't miss SummerSlam, the biggest block party of the summer. And Bobby Roode, he will be going one-on-one tonight with the Intercontinental Champion Eric Young. Getting some words from Bobby Roode, who he's had this different type of attitude since aligning himself with Chris Jericho. He's not really taking Eric Young too serious, and that's something that Baron Corbin didn't do. We see what happened to Baron Corbin. Chad Gable and Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode just trying to insult Chad Gable, telling him he didn't deserve a championship match. Telling him, did he actually think he could beat Chris Jericho? But Bobby Roode is a puppet. Bobby Roode is a jackass. Yeah, I said it. And like I said, just insulting Chad Gable, who has been nothing less than impressive. Chad Gable doesn't have to put up with this, man. And come on, that was a low blow, Bobby. Come on, man. Gable and Bobby having a war of words right now. Backstage. And Gable said if he could beat Eric Young, he wants next. If Bobby Roode can become Intercontinental Championship, he wants a shot. And to be honest, I like the idea. I kind of like the sound of that. That's a match that I would love to see. Take my money. Well, we got to see what happens with Bobby Roode here tonight. That might be a match that's right around the corner. Roode versus Gable. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, it is finally time for that Tag Team Championship match. The SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships are on the line. As the Raw Tag Team Championships were not on the line, but earlier tonight, in the kickoff show, it was the Authors of Pain taking on the War Raiders for a #1 contender shot, and you know how that turned out. The Authors of Pain are now the #1 contenders for the New Day's Tag Team Championships there on Raw. This $1 Million Revival, though, I'll tell you what. The $1 Million Revival with Ted DiBiase, it's one hell of an assembly right there. The Revival, a great team by themselves, but you add Ted DiBiase into the mix, and I'll tell you what, with them and the $1 Million Man, anything is possible. That just gives them more of an edge, more leverage going into their matches, because you know how the $1 Million Man is. The $1 Million Man talks money, and the $1 Million Revival, they are now money, so to speak. But this team right here is a dominant tag team, the dominant tag team in the SmackDown Live division as far as tag teams go. You got Sheamus and Cesaro, the Bar. Like I said, Ted DiBiase was really trying to buy the tag team belts from the Bar. Do you think maybe he's a little bit concerned that the Revival will not walk out with the belts here tonight? I would say it's a strong possibility. Because like I said, this is a dominant tag team right here. This was a tag team that you never thought was going to be able to coexist. They became a tag team through their best of 7 series. It was Mick Foley, who was general manager at the time, telling Sheamus and Cesaro, why not take your frustrations and instead of placing them on each other, try to do something good, try to win a tag, try to become a tag team. Go through the tag team division. Lo and behold, they did. Not a lot of people thought that they could coexist, but as you see, years later, the Bar, one hell of a tag team, and the great chemistry that these two have together. It's identical to none. The $1 Million Revival, of course, looking to tarnish that legacy that Cesaro and Sheamus have set in front of them. Sheamus and Cesaro, they're not going out without a fight. They're not going to lose them tag team belts. No means, no how. As long as there is a bone in their body that can fight, they're going to try and keep them at all costs. Like I said, though, the $1 Million Revival with Ted DiBiase in their corner, it's a lot different now. They skyrocketed into the tag team division. As you see, Scott Dawson, Dash Wilder, very deserving tag team. If there is anybody that can beat the Bar, it is them too. And you can hear this crowd in San Antonio. They're behind the Bar. But make no mistake about it, they're going to always tell Sheamus that he looks stupid with that mohawk. Handing over the tag team belts, and that's what this is all about right here, this tag team match. It's for these tag team title belts. As these two teams set to do battle. And the bell rings and we're off. Sheamus and Dash Wilder first. Dash Wilder going for a strike. Sheamus starting to strike back already. You do not want to get in a slugfest with Sheamus as he just tosses Dash Wilder like a rag doll. And like I said with that crowd, you could hear him already telling Sheamus, and another toss. Just tossing him around the ring like a toy. Sheamus definitely starting out this match strong. Starting out hot, sending Dash into the ropes. And a huge clothesline levels him down. Dash is on the canvas right now. And Sheamus wasted no time lifting him back to his feet, sending him into the ropes again. And oh my God, like a one-handed spine buster right there by the Celtic Warrior. Sheamus taking total control already. This match is starting to run away. The $1 Million Revival is going to have to think strategy. They're going to have to think about how they stop these two guys as Dash Wilder beginning to weaken the arm off that counter, just tugging on it, putting it between the rope. And a huge European uppercut sends Sheamus down. The Celtic Warrior on the mat for the first time in this match. Nice placed strikes right there by Dash Wilder. Now it's Wilder working on the arm, which working on the limbs, that's not a bad idea when it comes to somebody like Sheamus or somebody like Cesaro. As he cranks the neck. But I don't know if you want to do that. The strength of Sheamus. And yup, as you can see, that was not a smart move by Wilder as Sheamus levels him down with a shoulder block. And Dash Wilder was in the driver's seat for a second, but all that momentum halted with that shoulder block. And now Sheamus tagging Cesaro into the ring. A little bit of double team right here. What's Cesaro thinking? It's like we got a skyscraper right here in front of us as Cesaro is on Sheamus' shoulders, and Cesaro just lands on top of Dash Wilder. What a great tag team move right there as Cesaro hooks a leg. 1, 2, no, not even a 2 count as Dash Wilder manages to get the shoulder up. Getting a straight jacket applied here by the Swiss Superman as he's beginning to try and cut off the air supply, trying to weaken the limbs and work the holds on Dash Wilder right here. Wilder fighting to his feet though. Wilder breaking out a straight jacket and sending Cesaro down to the mat. And a drop kick pinpointed right on the chest of the Swiss Superman. Cesaro into the ropes and Dash Wilder with a huge back elbow. And now it looks like Wilder thinking strategy right now, working on the leg of Cesaro, just cranking on it. And getting up, releasing it real quick. A little bit of damage to the leg of Cesaro. And there we go, just whipping the leg. Dash Wilder starting to show what the Revival is all about here as he continues to work on the leg. Great strategy, smart wrestling right there, and that's what the Revival is known for. Dash Wilder sending Cesaro into the ropes, into the corner rather, and he tags Dawson in. As Cesaro is now in a bad state. Cesaro is not anywhere near Sheamus as the Revival continues to work on the leg. Brilliant, if you ask me. Like I said, each match tonight has had a different pace, and as you can see, this pace right here, it's slowed down from the rest of the matches that we've had, but it's very strategic as Scott Dawson is starting to work Cesaro over right here in the center of the ring. And Scott Dawson got a crab applied while Cesaro tapped. He's in the middle of the ring. He can't reach the ropes, obviously. And he's got it cranked back, does Dawson. And no, Cesaro manages to break out. Lifted Scott Dawson back to his feet. Cesaro sends him into the corner. What's Cesaro going to do here? Clubbing him to the back. Cesaro going to the top rope. He's going high. What's he thinking here? As he's got Scott Dawson with him. And a huge powerbomb off the top. Cesaro, if you need a momentum shift, that is definitely a momentum shift there, followed up with a leg drop. And now Cesaro looks like he's got back into the driver's seat. Everything is flowing. And Cesaro's springboard, a springboard European uppercut from the Swiss Superman. Scott Dawson is down. And another European uppercut in the corner by the Swiss Superman. You know how it goes. It's a European uppercut party here at King of the Ring. Into the corner and another European uppercut to Scott Dawson. Them European uppercuts well placed by Cesaro. And now Cesaro sending Dawson into the corner. Maybe going to make a tag to his partners. Dash Wilder tried to get in. Sheamus and Cesaro going to do a little double team right here. They got the arms and shoulder blocks right there. And what's... oh my God. That's got to hurt. a little bit of a, trying to make a wish right there with Scott Dawson. Snapping the legs, doing some damage to the groin. Snake eyes into the turnbuckle, which is followed up with Sheamus. And now Sheamus looking for his suplex here. The bar's starting to come back as the strategy has been from the Revival to weaken the legs, to take out the legs of Cesaro. Sheamus going for a pin. And no, Scott Dawson kicks out at a 2 count. Dawson getting back to his feet. And there we go, a kick to the leg of Sheamus. They might be getting ready to rinse and repeat as they trip Sheamus down. And now slamming the knee into the canvas. Like I said, rinse and repeat. The Revival knows strategy. It might seem repetitive, but to be honest, it's a smart move. As Scott Dawson stomping Sheamus in the corner. And this crowd not liking it one bit. Now Dawson lifts Sheamus back up, and what's he got planned here? As he goes back to the leg, I guess, and trips him under. A little bit of wrestling background right there from Scott Dawson, followed up with a knee. Now Dawson lifting Sheamus again, trying to stay on the attack, trying to stay aggressive, even if it is working the limbs, as he tags Dash Wilder in. And there we go, you see him wrenching that knee around the middle rope. And what's he thinking here? Oh my God, Dash Wilder stomping on the knee. How much damage to a limb can one man take? As it looks like they've been doing this to both Sheamus and Cesaro. It's what the Revival does. And there we go, Dash Wilder continuing that assault on the leg. I don't even know if Sheamus is going to be able to stand after this. Dash Wilder maybe looking for a big time move right here as he sends Sheamus down. And now Dash Wilder rolled him into the middle of the ring. He could be going for a pin here. A little bit of a lazy pin, but the ref's got the count. 1, 2, and oh no, Sheamus kicks out. 2 count, near fall right there by Dash Wilder. And the Revival is taking over, guys. $1 Million Revival may walk out the tag team champions. As we got another double team move coming right here. And once again, it is targeting the leg and the knee. As Scott Dawson kicks Sheamus in the knee. Dawson and Wilder, I'll tell you, so far impressive in this match. Now what's Dawson thinking as he's got Sheamus leaned against the ropes. Using them ropes for support, and he hangs him up. And using that knee to choke Sheamus. And now Sheamus goes into the ropes, comes off with a rebound. And that was a little bit of a stalemate right there. But Scott Dawson still manages to get the upper hand and drives a leg drop down. And now them shots. What a crazy match this has been so far. The pace, slow but aggressive. As a one-handed choke bomb from Sheamus gets him back into the match. Now Sheamus really feeling himself. Scott Dawson a little woozy, and Sheamus coming alive. He's starting to get fired up here in San Antonio, driving Scott Dawson down, and Sheamus telling him, come on, come get you some. It looks like we could be seeing it, the Irish Curse. Not 1, not 2, 3, the trifecta. As Sheamus may have this match in the bag for the bar. And look, Dash Wilder talking a little smack, and Sheamus doesn't like it. He's got him hung up. And he's just beating across the chest. Vintage, classic Sheamus right here. Them shots gotta hurt. As Dash Wilder is feeling him right now. And Sheamus has come alive. Oh, what the hell? No. Oh my God, no. You gotta be kidding me. Cesaro just turned on his partner. But they're tag team champions, and Ted DiBiase lifting Scott Dawson up, and come on, man. No, neutralizer on Sheamus. This is pathetic. Looks like the $1 Million Revival had a plan all along. And I don't even know where this came from. I don't get it. They were functioning like one single unit. And come on, this is damn highway robbery right here. Come on, man. Unbelievable. Sickening. Cesaro turning on Sheamus and costing his team the tag team championship belts. And come on, disgusting display right there by the $1 Million Man, shoving the money in the mouth of the Celtic Warrior. I tell you what, there's going to be hell to pay for Cesaro. I can promise you that. I can't believe that. But ladies and gentlemen, Finn Balor talking to Stone Cold backstage. Maybe getting some words of wisdom as Stone Cold is a former King of the Ring winner. And oh well, looks like he's not the only one, as Shinsuke Nakamura is talking to a former King of the Ring winner himself in Edge. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you did not change that channel, because this is guaranteed to be a certified horse fight. We got the United States Championship on the line. Rhino takes on the new Paul Heyman guy, Lars Sullivan. And we all know why Rhino wants to target Lars Sullivan. It's because Lars Sullivan put Heath Slater out of action on his quest to get the United States Championship. Sullivan attacking people backstage, one of them being Heath Slater, among others, just to prove a point to Jeff Hardy. He told Jeff Hardy that any injuries that happened, that any attacks that happened were his doing, that it was his fault. Lo and behold, Backlash came. Jeff Hardy versus Lars Sullivan. Lars Sullivan walked away with the United States Championship. As you know, with Paul Heyman, he's managed a lot of great people. Paul Heyman can put you in that status, and that's exactly what he did to the Freak, Lars Sullivan. Well, the Freak's got something else that he's got to go against here tonight when he takes on the Man Beast. And that's the reason why I say something else, because just as much as Lars Sullivan is a freak of nature, Rhino is a freak of nature himself. Rhino, full-blown, heart-pumping ECW, Extreme Championship Wrestling. And we all know that that was Paul Heyman's protege. We all know that that was one of Paul Heyman's big guys over there in ECW. Top star. So, Paul, if anybody knows what Rhino can bring, if anybody knows how hard Rhino can go in the ring, it is that man right there that is managing Lars Sullivan. The advocate for Lars Sullivan, Paul Heyman. He knows Rhino all too well. And I think that's why he felt maybe a little bit intimidated. He told Rhino that Lars Sullivan would give him a United States Championship match if Rhino came face to face with Lars Sullivan in the ring. However, that caught Rhino off guard, and there was never really a face-to-face confrontation as Lars Sullivan attacked Rhino backstage, slamming him in a corridor. Now it's safe to say that Rhino's not at 100%, but Rhino is war ready regardless. And with that United States Championship on the line, to be honest, I don't even think it's about the United States Championship when it comes to Rhino. But we'll see, because, you know, when you put some gold on the line, even if there is a personal vendetta where the person's not thinking about the title, they want that title. Either way, you got two monsters in the ring right now. Rhino, Lars Sullivan, set to tear this stage apart. I'll tell you what, I think they have the potential to turn San Antonio upside down tonight. And of course, Paul Heyman, he should be a little bit intimidated. He should be a little bit fearful that Rhino is out here tonight at King of the Ring challenging for the United States Championship against his Heyman guy, Lars Sullivan. The advocate should be very fearful. As you see, Rhino, he looks focused. He looks like he wants to get his hands on Lars Sullivan in the worst kind of way. And here we go. It's going to happen right now. And oh my God, a gore right out of the gate. Oh my God, Rhino already gored Lars Sullivan. This match could be over in a matter of mere seconds, but no, Rhino picks him up. Rhino does not want to finish it there as he sends Lars Sullivan into the corner, and thud after thud, thump after thump, just giving it to him with them strikes. Unbelievable already. This match has been combustible. And Rhino telling Lars Sullivan to get to his feet. Rhino really feeling it as he came out with a straight gore. And oh my God, a huge spine buster right there. Hooking the leg already. This could be it. Lars Sullivan could be out. New champion right here. And oh no, oh my God, Lars Sullivan. I do not know how he kicked out. And Rhino can't believe it neither. But and there we go, you see the distraction from Paul Heyman. This is what Paul Heyman does. This is how Paul Heyman makes champions, and that distraction has helped Lars Sullivan get things going. As if that gore didn't hurt him enough, now Rhino is actually down, and Lars Sullivan is taking over the match regardless of whether he was hurt or not. Sullivan just dragging Rhino around the ring right now. And oh my God, you can hear the thuds echoing throughout the arena as them knees strike the cranium of the man-beast. Thud after thud. Like I said, a horse fight, and it's living up to its name as you see Lars Sullivan beginning to just hammer and stomp away on Rhino. Sullivan lifting Rhino up right now and sending him into the corner, as that's not a place you want to be. And yes, that is not a place you want to be, as Lars Sullivan just tossing him. Oh my God. The brutality in this match already. The fight, the wars that we wage here in WWE, as Lars Sullivan's got a pinfall attempt right here. And Rhino barely kicking out. Rhino just rolling the shoulder up, and Lars Sullivan getting a little frustrated. Lars Sullivan thought it was going to be over quick. No, it's not. Rhino just taking the beatdown that Lars Sullivan is giving him. And I don't know how much more Rhino could take. I mean, he hit that gore early on. Paul Heyman with the distraction. And you got to remember, Lars Sullivan, when he's hitting you, when he's striking you, them shots can feel as brutal as being slammed down on the mat. And oh my God, them knees once again just going into the cranium of Rhino. Sullivan rolling back out, staying on him like a predator would stalk his prey outside here at the ringside area in San Antonio. And Rhino's up against the barricade. This is not a safe place, but a beautiful counter. And now it's Rhino tossing him into the barricade. And Rhino lifting Sullivan back up, both men. Like I said, there might be nothing left in this arena by the end of this match, as Sullivan is leaned against the barricade, slumped, and head first into the top of the barricade, as Rhino is starting to get back into the driver's seat, feeling the momentum as he's got him over his shoulders, and that's a tough feat to do right there. And grind first onto the barricade, as Rhino is just showing that it doesn't matter how big the freak is, because he is equally as strong. And oh my God, a stiff shot to the side of the face. And a drop kick is met perfect, right on the mark. Sullivan rolling around. Sullivan his title reign might be in jeopardy as Rhino begins to pummel him. And I think that's exactly where he wanted to position him, right in the corner. It looks like Lars Sullivan is going to meet the turnbuckle with his head. Still a little bit groggy. Sullivan didn't go down though, and Rhino just laying him out. Now Sullivan is on the mat, and Rhino pulling him into the center of the ring. Maybe you go for, no, I thought he was going to go for a pinfall here, but no, them headbutts. Oh, that is brutal. Complete brutality. As Sullivan gets lifted back up, and damn, like I said, a horse fight. Hook the leg for the pin, 2, and no, Lars Sullivan getting up after having his face slammed directly onto the canvas with tremendous force, and now Rhino's got a nerve hold locked in. I don't know how. I mean, like I said, both men are strong, but I don't see nerve holds working here. Now it's Rhino taking over as Rhino's got Lars Sullivan right where he wants him. And now Rhino stomping on the back of the thigh. Maybe trying to take the legs out, which it doesn't matter how big you are, how small you are. The legs are a key in helping you finish matches. You can't stand, you can't wrestle. I say it all the time. Sullivan up against the ropes. And the neck snap sends him down. And a huge shot to the side of the face. As Rhino seems like he is not playing no games. Just look at the way that he is lifting Lars Sullivan up. But Lars Sullivan with a huge counter. And now it's Lars Sullivan starting to bring them strikes. Them double axe handles and a clothesline to the back. It sends Rhino rolling out to the apron. And Lars Sullivan gearing up. I don't know what he's thinking, but it's got to be something big as he hangs Rhino up on the ropes and just clubbing him across the back. Certified horse fight. Now Sullivan with a huge brutal belly-to-belly suplex by Lars Sullivan. That could have crushed Rhino's ribs, and now Sullivan back on the attack instantly. Just like that, he's back on the attack, and that's how you got to keep it done. No distance, no breathing room, and a huge back body drop from Lars Sullivan. Rhino may be out of it as he just gets tossed into the air like a small child. Sullivan went for that strike, and no, Rhino with a counter. And now maybe Rhino thinking for that power driver from... No, I thought he was going to go for a power driver, but no, Rhino's got him up. Rhino looking for a power bomb, maybe. It looked like he was going to go for a power bomb over the top rope, but no. He quickly reroutes his strategy, and as you can see, the outcome, Lars Sullivan getting hung up on the top rope. Rhino telling him to get back to his feet. Maybe the power driver this time. No, not at all. And now, maybe he's going to go for what? And oh my, no, oh my God, there was no way that he just did that. Rhino powerbombing Lars Sullivan out onto the ringside floor. The pain that Lars Sullivan must be feeling on his back right now as Rhino just gives him a chop. Now Lars Sullivan, as these two begin to tear away at the ringside area. Lars Sullivan going for a strike, but no, Rhino counters back with a strike of his own. Referee had a 6 count. They both better be careful as they're out here at no man's land. Referee had a 7. We got the announce table right there, and Sullivan thrown into the barricade. And now Rhino pulling Sullivan off. And, oh my God, a gore through the barricade. What a ridiculous outcome. And that's a count out. That's actually a count out right here. Both men have been counted out. And there's no way in hell that Rhino was even worried about it as he just gored Lars Sullivan through the barricade. And Sullivan is in a bad state right now as Rhino just continues to brawl with him, hitting him with them headbutts. I'm surprised he didn't even crack him open. Now what is Rhino thinking here though? Rhino bringing him over to the table. We just saw a gore through the barricade. And Rhino go for a suplex, but no, Lars Sullivan using that knee to counter it. The athleticism that we see on a man as big as Lars Sullivan is crazy. And now Lars Sullivan having his way with Rhino. This match is over. But these two continue to brawl here in Texas. Lars Sullivan setting him up. And now it's Lars Sullivan who's got Rhino up for a powerbomb. And Rhino meets the top of the announce table. I mean, honestly, this match is over. We should have security out here. We should have extra referees. We should have somebody stopping this. But I don't think anybody wants to get in between these two behemoths as Lars Sullivan is laying waste to Rhino right now. And I think that gore through the barricade, I don't even think that hurt Lars Sullivan. I think that pissed him off. Either way, double count out. Lars Sullivan is still your champion. But Lars Sullivan is not done. A freak accident onto the ringside floor. One freak accident already, as once again the strikes just raining down on Rhino. And he continues. Lars Sullivan pummeling him, and Paul Heyman just watching on, as I think Paul Heyman's a little bit irritated that Rhino would actually gore Lars Sullivan through the barricade too, but I don't know, man. Like I said, I would get somebody out here, but I don't think anybody wants to. And oh my God, Lars Sullivan with another freak accident on Rhino. Rhino's back's got to be injured. And Lars Sullivan under the ring with a baseball bat. Like I said, that just pissed him off. The way that Rhino was taking him out, it kind of pissed him off. And Lars Sullivan is seeing red right now. Lars Sullivan has just snapped. Lars Sullivan has snapped. Lars Sullivan is in a state that you do not want to see a man of his strength and stature in. And as you see what he is doing to Rhino right now, and Rhino is no small person. Lars Sullivan over here dismantling the man beast. And oh my God, them knees and slamming him back onto the ringside floor again. Rhino's back has got to be shot. We're going to need medics out here as Lars Sullivan just continues and sends him into the ringside steps, the steel steps. Like I said, I honestly think everybody's scared to come out here. I think they're scared to get in the way, as Lars Sullivan might just try to take them out as well. And there goes them shots again. Sullivan, you come on, man. You got to get... I don't know what, like, we just saw Cesaro turn on Sheamus. That was disgusting. And now we got a disgusting and heinous act right here by Lars Sullivan. But Lars Sullivan pulled his back out, maybe from the strength that he's been applying already. And now he just continues, though, as Rhino's worse for wear. And oh my God, into the ringside LED post. If Rhino's not busted open, I don't know, man. Rhino over here hurting. And a clubbing blow to the back, followed by a clothesline. Somebody's got to get out here. I mean, I don't care how big this guy is. I don't care how enraged he is. I don't care if he can rip your head off your shoulders. Somebody's got to get out here. Somebody's got to stop this damn assault. Lars Sullivan just soaking it in. Somebody's got to stop this assault on Rhino as he just continues to pummel him. I don't even know if Rhino is even conscious at this point. As Lars Sullivan stomps him on the stomach, just like I said, that gore must have caused him to snap. And Sullivan, no. A third freak accident on the Rhino. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know how well Rhino's going to be doing after tonight, but unbelievable. It seemed like Lars Sullivan might have already met his match in Rhino, but after the count out, well, that was Sheamus giving some choice words after that betrayal at the hands of that snake, Cesaro. aligning himself with Ted DiBiase in the $1 Million Revival, costing him and Sheamus the tag team championships, but he didn't even care. Either way, earlier tonight, Bobby Roode was talking smack backstage. He's fighting for the Intercontinental Championship tonight against Eric Young. And Chad Gable already put his name in the hat. He said if Bobby Roode can win here tonight, he's got next. But the thing is, Bobby Roode is sleeping on Eric Young. And we seen what happened the last time somebody slept on Eric Young. Baron Corbin went in with strong dominance in that triple threat match at tables, ladders, and chairs. It was Eric Young, Kane, and Baron Corbin. Both men weren't looking at Eric Young as the threat. And in the end, Eric Young, he came out on top. Eric Young became the Intercontinental Championship, dethroning Kane. Can he do it here tonight? Like I said, do not sleep on somebody. That is the worst thing that you can do when it comes to this business. And Bobby Roode, as talented as he is, his attitude sucks. He doesn't suck as a wrestler, don't get me wrong. Bobby Roode has a lot of talent. But under the guidance of Chris Jericho, Bobby Roode has turned into a weasel. Bobby Roode has all the potential to be a leader, to do great things here, and all he wants to do is follow somebody as despicable as Chris Jericho has been. I'm not saying Jericho's not a good mentor as far as in-ring goes, as far as being competition, as far as showing people the ropes. What he is despicable in is the way that he carries himself throughout time. But either way, I think Bobby Roode got a taste of what Eric Young, exactly what Eric Young can do, and exactly what the power of sanity is last week. Bobby Roode had a match against R-Truth. Made quick work of R-Truth, but in the end, Eric Young unleashed the wolves. Eric Young unleashed Killian Dane and Alexander Wolf, and they purged. Trust me, they purged. Both Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane taking out Jim Neidhart at ringside after the lights went out, and then purge sirens went off. And when the lights came back on as they were attacking Jim the Anvil Neidhart, Eric Young stood right behind him. And Bobby Roode practically begged for his life. Bobby Roode was scared. Well, tonight, is he going to be able to back up all these words that he had just said? He talks about how Eric Young is not worthy of being the Intercontinental Champion. But last week, we saw a whole different story. When Eric Young was directly in his face, Bobby Roode dropped down to his knees. Bobby Roode pleaded. And that was only after Bobby Roode put himself into this Intercontinental Championship match. Chris Jericho told him go get his match, and that's exactly what Bobby Roode did. Came out a few weeks ago and attacked Eric Young, laying him on his ass with a glorious DDT. Eric Young's still looking for payback, even though he already got it. Either way, once the bell rings, the title is on the line. Bobby Roode can try to hide and run all he wants. Bobby Roode can even go up the stage. Bobby Roode can get counted out. But that won't help him become a champion. So he's going to have to fight. And to be honest, the way that Eric Young is, I don't think he's going to let Bobby Roode just run. Intercontinental Championship on the line, the prestige of this title. This is actually a high caliber match for the way that this title has been handled throughout the years. We're trying to get the history and the dominance back into it. And Bobby Roode taking time to taunt the crowd here in San Antonio as well as his opponent. Look at Eric Young though, calm as ever. Eric Young, I think he's just more or less calm until the bell rings. Holding that title high. This could be the last time he has that title. Yeah, I know I say that about every match, but it holds true. Already tonight, we have seen the Tag Team Championships change hands. But we know why. Intercontinental Championship on the line. Bobby Roode, Eric Young, getting ready to do battle as the bell rings. Bobby Roode blocking off a strike early on. Laying a strike back to Eric Young and sends him into the ropes. Eric Young coming back and gets hit with an elbow. Bobby Roode trying to take the advantage early. That is the best idea for him. That is the best strategy to try and work Eric Young down, because you know how Eric Young can get. And Bobby Roode with a nice, beautiful snap suplex. Like I said, Bobby Roode has a lot of talent. Never discredit Bobby Roode's talent in the ring as he goes to lock up with Eric Young, but Eric Young pushes him off. And now Eric Young with a swift kick as he's got Bobby Roode back against the corner. And Bobby Roode is in the corner. That's not a place he wants to be, as he knows that. And now tugging on the arm, just trying to maybe weaken them strikes to nullify them for when they do happen. As Bobby Roode trying to stay in this match by any means possible, laying Eric Young down with a Russian leg sweep. This little faction that we have seen, Bobby Roode, Chris Jericho, and Jim the Anvil Neidhart, it very well could end later on tonight. Well, matter of fact, that is the next match, the tag team match between Sting and Bret Hart, as they take on Chris Jericho and Jim the Anvil Neidhart. You know what's at stake. It's a contract for Jim Neidhart, who screwed Sting at his WWE Championship match at Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. But either way, we're not talking about that right now. But that faction could disassemble at any time if Bret Hart and Sting walk away with the victory. For Bobby Roode, however, a win here is great, as Eric Young just slams him down onto the canvas, booting him down on the back, causing his face to crack against the mat. And Eric Young taking the time to taunt as he lifts Bobby Roode back up and throws him into the corner. Looked like he was going for one of them swift strikes. You know, he was trying to get that barrage going. And no, now look, it's Bobby Roode who gets the barrage of blows going in the corner, causing Eric Young to take a seat. Telling him, take a seat. And he pulls him out, slamming him back first onto the mat. Bobby Roode once again with a suplex. The damage on the back could be starting to set in already early on, as Bobby Roode just gloating a little bit, driving that knee into the back of the cranium. You can hear this crowd. They do not want Bobby Roode to get the advantage, and that seems like that's what he's done already so far early in this match. And now it's Eric Young going back and forth with the strikes, and a huge discus clothesline from the leader of Sanity. Eric Young lifting Bobby Roode to his feet. Now Bobby Roode with a strike sends Eric Young turning around 180 degrees, and now driving that knee-to-knee connection. Eric Young feeling the damage on that one. Now Bobby Roode, what's he thinking here? Bobby Roode running, slamming him against the turnbuckle and then slamming him out. 1, 2, oh no, not even a 2 count. Oklahoma slam out of the turnbuckle by Bobby Roode, and it was not enough to get the job done, as you're going to need to do a lot more than that to keep Eric Young down. Elbow right to the heart by Bobby Roode. And now Roode just deadlifted him up and smashing him down face first. Bobby Roode has come alive, and this crowd in San Antonio doesn't like it. But there's a fireman's carry by Eric Young. Can he get back into the match as he sends Bobby Roode into the ropes? And here we go. An elbow to the face of Bobby Roode has caused Eric Young to start to feel the momentum, to start to get them gears going. And now Bobby Roode a little bit staggered from that, as Eric Young beginning to rain them shots into the stomach, sending him into the ropes, and a huge clothesline levels him. Hook the leg, shoots the half. No, Bobby Roode kicks out. Early kick out by Bobby Roode, not even a 2 count. And Eric Young instantly going back to work. Instantly cranking on that neck. Bobby Roode trying to fight out of it, but Eric Young's really got him gripped down with that neck crank. Bobby Roode, I'm sure he's feeling the effects, but he's back up. And a huge shot to the stomach, followed by a shot to the face. Clothesline by Roode. And it's crazy because, like I said, Bobby Roode has a lot of talent. Who Bobby Roode aligns himself with, he is not embraced by the WWE Universe the way he should be. Bobby Roode could very well be one of the top stars, at least on SmackDown Live. But no, the route he has taken has solidified that won't happen. And now Bobby Roode, double axe handle to the back, to the shoulder blade of Eric Young. And once again taking time as he drives the knee back into the back of the head again. Lifting Eric Young back to his feet. Eric Young blocks the strike. And Eric Young starting to come alive. A huge shot and a huge blow to the back of Bobby Roode. Sends him onto the mat. You see him holding at the back of the head. As now Eric Young trying to find whatever footing he can. And sending Bobby Roode out onto the apron. This is not a good place for Bobby Roode to be. And oh my Jesus! A power driver right off the apron onto the ringside floor. Bobby Roode could have a concussion. Sickening. But this is what Eric Young is all about, folks. And this crowd in San Antonio is loving it. I don't know how Bobby Roode found a way to come back after that. I thought he would have been seeing stars. But Bobby Roode, quick to keep the momentum in his favor, and oh my God, he lawn darts him right into the LED post. The brutality that we have seen anytime people exchange out here at ringside tonight is incredible. You obviously seen the beatdown just moments ago where Lars Sullivan, he may have very well injured Rhino. We also seen Velveteen Dream powerbomb Goldust onto the steel steps. Let's not forget about what happened during the Queen of the Ring finals in the pre-show. Charlotte pulling a page out of Bret Hart's book, locking in that figure four around the ring post. Back in the ring, Bobby Roode, though, had that neck held, and no, Eric Young fights out, and Eric Young comes forward with a heel kick. And now Bobby Roode is down, but Eric Young telling him to get to his feet, and another heel kick from Eric Young. Eric Young he's trying to fire on all cylinders right here, back in the corner, telling Roode to get to his feet. And we got a third heel kick from Eric Young. This crowd has come alive. The silence has now turned to an abundance of cheers. And Eric Young going to the top, maybe going for that elbow drop that we know him to do, but Bobby Roode starting to crawl to all fours, and Eric Young maybe rethinking it, and he does. He drops off the turnbuckle, coming back, trying to fire back at Bobby Roode before Bobby Roode can even stand. What is he thinking here? Eric Young setting Bobby Roode up on the top turnbuckle. And maybe a superplex. It could be time as he goes up. That's what it looks like he's going for here. Locking the arm around the back of the neck. And a superplex on to Bobby Roode from way up there. Eric Young quickly going for that pin. Maybe a little bit hurt from the superplex, but he's still got the pin in. And oh my God, near fall. Just barely did Bobby Roode kick out. As it's Eric Young using a little dirty tactics, digging into the eyes of Bobby Roode. Lifting Roode up and just driving a knee into the side of his face. I think Eric Young growing a little frustrated. The Intercontinental Champion can smell it here as he scoop slams Bobby Roode, laying him down onto the mat. No, Bobby Roode with a counter now. Bobby Roode's got him up. Lays him back down. Vintage Bobby Roode right there, if I do say so myself, as he drags Eric Young into the middle of the ring. And it looks like he may be going for what I think he's going for, and you know what that is, ladies and gentlemen. One move that is patented. And there we go, we got a spear from Bobby Roode. Quickly going for the pin, no interruptions. Two. And oh no, Eric Young kicks out just barely. rolling onto his stomach to avoid another pinfall attempt. Into the ropes is Young, and a spine buster. This could be it. Bobby Roode trying to finish it off right here, as he may be getting ready to hit that glorious DDT. No, Eric Young blocked it. Eric Young with a huge belly-to-belly suplex off the counter. And now maybe it's Eric Young. Maybe it's time for him to get things set up, as he slams him down with a huge belly-to-back suplex. And now, taking the time to re-catch his breath. Maybe to rest a little bit as Bobby Roode gets up. And now Bobby Roode is in the corner in a dangerous spot. And are we going to see 2, 3, 4, 5? I won't even count the rest out for you because it looks like he's going all the way. And no, Bobby Roode blocks it off at 10 and sends Eric Young into the turnbuckle. And now Bobby Roode looking like he's going to hit it. He couldn't hit it before, and we might see it. Glorious DDT by Bobby Roode. This has got to be over. I think this will be the nail in the coffin for Eric Young here tonight, as Bobby Roode, great on the ring awareness, putting him in the center of the ring. 1, 2, and no, oh my God, so close. The resiliency on Eric Young is phenomenal right now. Bobby Roode thinking of maybe a second one, a second glorious DDT might seal the deal, and he's got him locked. Here we go, we got a second one going, and second glorious DDT on Eric Young. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, it's all over. You could probably count to 1,000 with that. And Bobby Roode using the ropes just in case. Using the leverage just in case if Bobby Roode finds himself becoming the new Intercontinental Champion here tonight at King of the Ring. But it took 2 glorious DDTs, and Bobby Roode still had to use the ropes just in case. Well, Mr. Roode, I'll tell you what. You already know that there is somebody waiting in line who has put his name in the hat, and that's Chad Gable. Well, as you heard, Raw General Manager Ric Flair, Rhino has been taken out and is receiving medical attention. He has actually threatened Paul Heyman, telling him to keep his client in check. or he'll make a call. And I don't know what call that is, but ladies and gentlemen, we have that tag team match that you have been waiting for. This is the first time in a long time that Bret the Hitman Hart, the SmackDown General Manager, will be in the ring for in-ring competition. We got Bret Hart and Sting taking on Chris Jericho and Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Now you know what this all entails. Jim the Anvil Neidhart screwed Sting out of his WWE Championship match at tables, ladders, and chairs. And the Anvil, he's not even part of the SmackDown roster. I don't even know why he came in, why he had to do this, but regardless, this all stems from a rivalry, a feud, a dispute that Chris Jericho and Bret Hart have had since the beginning of this new era. Bret Hart didn't appoint Chris Jericho a World Heavyweight Championship match. Instead, he gave it to Sting. Chris Jericho felt a little bit different about it. You know how Chris Jericho is. He voices his opinions. Chris Jericho becomes a jackass. And lo and behold, their hatred for one another was born. Chris Jericho telling Bret Hart that he's not Canadian-like, that he shouldn't be even considered a Canadian. And Chris Jericho has been trying to hit the Hitman where it hurts ever since. Bret Hart wants to settle this once and for all, and he has Sting in his corner to do that. What is riding on the line in this match, though, is a contract for Jim the Anvil Neidhart to actually become a member on the SmackDown Live roster. Now keep in mind, he is really not part of the roster. When it comes to this match, anything that happens to Jim the Anvil Neidhart in here, he is not covered under the WWE umbrella. But nonetheless, this match is going to happen anyway. And here he comes right now, the WWE Champion, Chris Jericho. You've seen one of his minions in action just a little while ago, Bobby Roode, winning the Intercontinental Championship from Eric Young. And what a hell of a match that was. Bobby Roode, it took 2 glorious DDTs, and Bobby Roode still used the ropes as leverage just to get a cheap win. But you see right there the enforcer, the man who helped Chris Jericho retain his WWE Championship at tables, ladders, and chairs. It's Jim the Anvil Neidhart, right alongside the head of SmackDown Live. Chris Jericho, like it or not, he has the keys to the kingdom over here on the blue brand. Regardless of what the general manager Bret Hart has to say or not, or has the feeling of, Chris Jericho still has the title. And these two men, even Jim the Anvil Neidhart has not been in in-ring competition in forever. You can hear the reaction that these guys are getting. They are the most hated faction right now on SmackDown Live. As you know, Chris Jericho had a WWE Championship match where he defended his title against Chad Gable on the go-home show of SmackDown. And it's going to be the Anvil and Bret Hart starting off first as they lock up. And you know, the Anvil, he has the strength advantage over Bret Hart. Bret Hart a little more technical sound, obviously. I would say actually a lot more technically sound, as the Anvil is beginning to just fire them shoulders into the shoulder of Bret Hart. But no, Bret Hart fights out of it. Now Bret Hart's got the wrist lock in, maybe trying to take Jim the Anvil Neidhart down, but no, Neidhart back behind him. A little bit of chain grapple early on, showing exactly how much these guys come from the old school right now. And now it's Bret Hart with the advantage. And Jim the Anvil grabbing on the arm and wrenching it, trying to weaken it down. And he fires a knee. Now Bret Hart getting to his feet. And Neidhart throwing him into the ropes. And a huge shoulder block to take Bret Hart down. That almost leveled him and threw him out of the ring. And a huge stiff shot to the face. as Bret Hart may be in trouble already. You can see the ring rust as Bret Hart, out of all these men, one of the greats, one of the legends here in the WWE during the time that he was active. He's had many championship reigns. He's had many memorable matches, but maybe not good enough to shake the ring rust off right now as he rolls out of the way, though. He's got to shake the ring rust off, because right now the strength advantage goes to Jimmy Anvil Neidhart. And now, as you can see, Bret Hart trying to work on the limbs, cranking on the arm, working them holds. Coming from the dungeon, many great people have trained there. Chris Jericho has been there himself. And now it's Jimmy Anvil Neidhart sending Bret Hart over and onto his back. Sting reaching out for a tag. Couldn't quite get it as the Anvil keeps the pressure on and actually throws him away from the corner. Very smart move by Jim Neidhart as he tags Chris Jericho into the ring. And Jericho with a cheap shot to the gut as the Anvil held Bret Hart at bay. Chris Jericho really going to them strikes right now. And he sends Bret Hart into the ropes and a huge elbow. And now Chris Jericho with that disrespectful style that he is known to have. Look at how disrespectful Chris Jericho is being right now to Bret the Hitman Hart. Just straight disrespecting him. And driving them knees into the back. Remember, that is the SmackDown general manager. If he really wanted to, he could throw his weight around and he could strip Chris Jericho of the title, but he said he's not going to do that unless Bobby Roode interferes here tonight. And wait, Chris Jericho was too busy talking trash to Sting, and Bret Hart rolls him up with the crucifix. And Chris Jericho kicks out. Now Bret Hart trying to look to get the wheels turning as he does a scoop slam. And stomps Chris Jericho on the side of the face. Looks like he's going to go for another one here. A second stomp to the face by Bret the Hitman Hart. And as you could tell, like I said, you can see the ring rust in Bret Hart. You want to talk about people who go away for a while and they don't miss a beat? Well, it looks like Bret Hart may have been away too long as Chris Jericho jumps off and a triangle drop kick to the side of Bret Hart's head, sending him back into the ring, onto the canvas, and Jericho quickly keeping the momentum, going to the top turnbuckle, and a huge elbow drop to the bridge of the back. Now Chris Jericho trying to bring the momentum to a quicker pace, and that's going to throw Bret Hart off guard, to be honest with you, especially if he is not at 100% as far as his ring awareness goes and how to execute things. Jim the Anvil tagged back in, and now he's got the arm as he just drops down onto it, trying to weaken the limbs of Bret Hart. I'll tell you what, Bret Hart needs to tag in Sting, and as he brings the Anvil to the corner, it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do, and now Sting makes the tag, and now we're talking as Sting with a double axe handle to the arm of the Anvil. A nice elbow to the back of the head, and the Anvil goes into the ropes and a huge elbow to the face. And now Sting starting to come alive, trying to take over, trying to get the advantage, which is what his team has not had since Bret Hart has been in the ring. And now the Anvil with a huge discus clothesline, leveling Sting, almost taking him out of his boots. Now the Anvil lifts Sting up. He's got him in the corner right here. See, you do not want to be in the corner when the Anvil is in front of you, because, like I said, the power advantage that he has, as you see, he just sends Sting into the corner turnbuckles and then suplexes him out with a release belly to back suplex. Dragging Sting into the middle of the ring, goes for a pin. And only a 2 count as Sting kicks out. Now the Anvil just continuing the offense. Right now, Chris Jericho and Jimmy Anvil Neidhart looking very solid as a team. Looking like they really want that contract. As you know, that is Chris Jericho's enforcer right now, but Sting starts to battle back. With shot after shot directly to the chest of the Anvil. Irish whip going into the ropes. And he sends him over, hip tossing him down. and a knee to the side of the face. Jim Neidhart felt all of that. And now an elbow to the back of the head. As Sting it's a little bit weird. He's trying to go for them strikes. Now he's going for the leg. And remember, I'll say it as many times as I can. You can't stand, you can't wrestle. Sting very smart on that aspect as he tags Bret Hart back into the ring. And now let's see if maybe Bret Hart had shook off some of the ring rust with that drop kick, almost getting tangled in the ropes there. And now an Irish whip sends the Anvil into the ropes, and a back elbow. See a lot of them. And now Bret Hart taunting Chris Jericho a little bit, telling him to get his ass into the ring. As you know, the hatred these two have for each other right now, and it stems since the beginning of this new era. And Bret Hart telling him, come on, and Chris Jericho obliges. We're about to see it. It's about to explode. Bret Hart goes for a punch, and no, Chris Jericho counters. Countered by Bret Hart, and a drop kick to Chris Jericho. And now he's telling Jericho to get back to his feet. Bret Hart wants this in the worst way as he hits another drop kick. Now it looks like Bret Hart may be finding a way to execute. Maybe feeling a little bit more comfortable in the ring. Chris Jericho back up by will of Bret Hart. Now Jericho pushing off the grapple. And clubbing Bret Hart across the back. Damn. Viciously clubbing him across the back. And lifting him back to his feet. And now what's Jericho thinking of going for here as he puts Bret Hart into the ropes. And setting him up right here. And this is vintage Jericho as he goes into the ropes and comes across using the leg to kind of sandwich him onto the middle rope. And catches him. And a Samoan drop from Chris Jericho. Beautiful Samoan drop, might I add. Lion salt from Chris Jericho out of nowhere. Bret Hart is down, hooking the leg. This could be it. And oh no, Bret Hart barely gets his shoulder up. Bret Hart needs to make that tag. Chris Jericho a little bit frustrated. Telling him, nuh-uh, this ain't over then. You want to kick out. I'm gonna give you a reason not to. And a snap suplex from Chris Jericho. Already answering back from Bret Hart's kick out. And now the frustration setting in as he starts to choke the Hitman. Like I said, Chris Jericho has been a thorn in Bret Hart's side. And there you see it, the way that he mocks the WWE Universe. This is why Bret Hart does not want Chris Jericho as the WWE Champion. Bret Hart firing back now, though. It looks like we're going to get a roll-up from Bret Hart. He's got him cradled. He's got him rolled up. And no, Chris Jericho with the kick out just in time. Now Bret Hart trying to slow down the pace as he puts him in the corner and makes a tag to the Stinger. Double axe handle. Chris Jericho really feeling that on his arm. And a release German suplex from Sting. Sting dragging Jericho into the middle of the ring now. It looks like maybe he might be going for something big here as Chris Jericho gets to his feet. No, Chris Jericho blocks it off. And now Chris Jericho looking like he's going to try and lock in the walls of Jericho. Walls of Jericho locked in on Sting. And Sting may have no choice but to tap as Chris Jericho has it cranked back. He's really leaning. The damage on that back, but Sting fights out. And now Sting kind of stalking Chris Jericho. And an Irish whip. And a hip toss from the Stinger. What is Sting thinking right now as he begins to come alive, get that second wind going? Oh, Chris Jericho with a counter. And a code breaker from Chris Jericho out of nowhere. And that hit its mark right on the chin. 1, 2, and oh no, Sting kicks out so close. The resiliency is on point. And now maybe Jericho going to tag in the Anvil holding him. And Chris Jericho, the disrespect just poking Sting in the eyes. And not only did he poke Sting in the eyes, he made sure that he did it with a little bit of swag. He did a little taunt with it as the Anvil trying to crush all the ribs in Sting's body right now. He wants all those ribs. Huge shot from the Anvil. Has Sting a little bit staggered, but no, Sting rolls him. And now Sting with a backbreaker to Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Atomic drop. And we're going to see a second one here. Vintage Sting right there. Classic move from the Icon as he sends Jim the Anvil into the corner and just straight sandwiching him with a clothesline. Sting starting to come back, starting to hold his own in this match right here. And what's he thinking? He's got the Anvil by the head and he puts him in the corner. And a tag to Bret Hart is made. It looks like a little double team tactics here. Working like a well-greased machine is Bret the Hitman Hart and Sting. You know Sting doesn't trust the Hitman. He said that. He made it very clear. But he said the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And here we go as these two doing battle in the ring. Bret Hart and Jim the Anvil. Bret Hart firing back. Looks like Bret Hart might be going for that patented power driver, and he hits it. Spiking Jim the Anvil right on his head. And now Neidhart in the middle of the ring. It's where Bret Hart wants him. The way that he just positioned him, looks like it could be time. We haven't seen this in forever. It's the sharpshooter. Bret the Hitman Hart has it locked in. And Jim the Anvil may have no choice but to tap. He cannot reach the ropes. The sharpshooter is locked in on Jim Neidhart. This could be it. His contract in the balance, but Bret Hart releases the hold because look who's coming down the ramp. And you know what's going to happen if Bobby Roode interferes. Bret Hart made it clear. Jericho loses, and Chad Gable from behind stopping the interference. Chad Gable taking it to town. He's taking Bobby Roode to the house, and Bret Hart looking on. But here comes Jericho, that weasel. Chris Jericho went for that code breaker, but he missed it. And now Bret Hart tossing Chris Jericho out of the ring. Unbelievable. Looks like the plan has been spoiled as Chris Jericho's out of the ring and Bret Hart's got the sharpshooter locked in. Jim the Anvil Neidhart may have no choice but to tap out. He's cranking on it. I don't know. He can't reach the ropes, and that's it. It's all over. Jim Neidhart is tapped out, and with that, he loses his contract opportunity on the Blue Brand. What a tremendous victory. But ladies and gentlemen, we have our Women's Championship match. Next, the last woman standing match. And we have a special commentator for that match. You know him. I know him. I'm going to hand the commentary table over to Pro Jake.
It is that time of the evening. It is time to find out who will be the last woman standing. What a match this is going to be, folks. Here comes herself, the challenger, Shayna Baszler, hunting down a victory. A victory that she didn't get at Backlash. Rousey made her tap, and that hasn't lived well within the psyche of the Queen of Spades. And Shayna Baszler will want this to be the time where she is the one to leave with the victory. What a match this is going to be. It's an honor to call it, everyone. Of course, we know we've already seen history being made in the women's division earlier on this evening with Dana Brooke becoming the Queen of the Ring. And of course, a fantastic job there done by Gresh on commentary for it as well. It is my duty to take over, and it is my privilege to take over for this contest between Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey. The last woman standing. What a contest it's going to be. We know Dana Brooke is going to get the winner of this match, but who will it be? Which one of these two original trailblazers, of which one of these two original four-horse women is going to be not only the last woman standing in this one, but hoisting that women's championship as their own when the evening comes to an end? Rousey making her way out here to a massive reaction. What an event it is going to be between these two. Rousey, the armbar can't be her safety measure this time. She can't go for that armbar. She can't go for the tap out win this time around, because it's all about keeping your opponent down for the count of 10, whichever way you want to do it. Smash him in the head with a steel chair enough times that they're not going to get to their feet. That'll do the trick. Throw him off the top of the arena. That'll do the trick. The armbar, not going to happen. Shayna Baszler, however, you could argue with that Kirifuda clutch of hers, has a better chance of making a 10 count happen, because she could choke out Ronda Rousey right there and then. Rousey can tap all she wants and it wouldn't make a difference. Baszler could keep in that clutch, have Rousey tap out, and then let her go and hope that the count reaches 10. Do I think that's going to be the case, though? I think it's going to be incredibly hard for Baszler to pull it off. But you never know what could happen. We are going to see what is going to happen in this contest. It is Ronda Rousey who wanted this last woman standing match, and I am prepared for these two women to use everything around them as a weapon. I am prepared for this to be in a stark contrast to the type of match that we got at Backlash, and instead just be a pure fight between the pair of them, all for that right there. It's Shayna Baszler challenging Ronda Rousey. Who will be the last woman standing? We are about to find out right here, right now. Right from the start of things, they stare down at one another. Look at that. Baszler psyched up. You can see the veins in her neck bulging as she gets ready for this fight. Rousey, however, just standing there, cool, calm, and collected, almost without fear for Shayna Baszler. Ronda Rousey, not the first time we've seen her this evening. Of course, she got involved in the coronation of Dana Brooke as the Queen of the Ring earlier on. And there was plenty going on in that regard, but Rousey right now has to turn her attention away from Dana Brooke, away from all that's going on in that regard, from the woman who will be next in line for that title, and instead to the fact that at the end of this evening she might not even hold that title. It could be Shayna Baszler leaving the King of the Ring pay-per-view tonight, preparing for the Queen of the Ring as the new champion. So it's been an all-out fight from the get-go here between these two women. Hardly a surprise in any regards. They've gone all-out swinging right from the very get-go. And Baszler having Rousey backed up in the corner right here. Oh, big running knee. Looked like it caught Rousey flush in the jaw, and a knee from behind as well. Baszler seeing that Rousey is down and almost just calling her up to her feet here as if to say, come on, let's fight if you got any fight in you. Look at this now. Baszler taking her down with a flurry of knee strikes right into the jaw of Ronda Rousey. Rousey started off hot. She started off with a lot of fire in it. Shayna Baszler, though, quickly extinguishing those fumes, and now it's the Queen of Spades in control over the Rowdy one. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. There comes up the counter there from Ronda Rousey. Off the ropes goes Baszler. Yes, shoulder charge takes her down. Wonder how long it'll be before the use of the no countouts and the no disqualifications will play a factor in this one. Rousey, full mount takedown here. Open-handed palm strikes from her as well. There's her MMA background coming out to play, and it wouldn't surprise me to see that from either woman in this one as well. Oh, here we go. Time to spill to the outside. Baszler knocked to the floor on the outside here. Rousey on the apron. Baszler coming up to her feet. Might not know where Rousey is as she comes in with a big running forearm. And now it spills to the outside and everything's about to get a lot more dangerous. Not only for the participants, but for those standing in the front row as well. Head first into the barricade goes Baszler. And Rousey using the outside. Whatever she can find as a weapon. I'm a little surprised that is the case as well. The confines of the ring weren't going to keep these two women around. And Rousey coming in with some hard strike combination there. The referee basically just been a VIP watcher so far with the best seat in the house. Oh, look at those body shots there from Baszler. You can hear the thud of them with everyone that rains in on her as well. Rousey gasping for air right now. He had most of it taken out of it by Baszler right then and there. Running knee strike there from Shayna Baszler. And far from a positive reaction from those in attendance to it either. Look at this. Baszler swinging away. And taking care of Rousey and now slamming her arm down onto the mat there on the floor on the outside. That padding out there has little to no give to the concrete underneath it. And Ronda Rousey's arm not only taking her whole body weight down on her, but the feeling, the rough feeling of that landing as well. Look out now, Baszler sending Rousey's back into the barricade as well. Using everything around. Everything they've already got their hands on as a weapon, but no use of actual weapons so far. Beginning there, I think, for the first time in this contest so far. Big right hand there from Baszler, but Rousey fights back here. Oh, Rousey getting a quick shot. And now it's Rousey with a hip toss. Bringing Baszler off her feet and into the floor. And into the barricade goes Baszler again. Look out. Angle slam from Ronda Rousey. Olympic slam, whatever you'd like to call it. Rousey got all of it. And she is now honing in on the arm of Baszler. They're stomping down on it. As I said before, she can go for that armbar all she wants. It's not going to make a difference. In keeping Baszler down for the count at 10. And another hip toss there. In some ways, like the judo throw that Ronda Rousey is known for. Became a key weapon in her arsenal during her MMA career. Look at this though, Baszler just swinging away here. Back up to her feet. It seems as if when the striking comes out to play, it's Baszler who has the advantage over the former Olympian. Oh no, Baszler now getting some revenge of her own. She has that arm locked down and stamping down on it as well at full extension. Damage being done on that one must be colossal for the boot of Baszler to come down. And they're into the barricade that holds back the crowd really and sets up the lighting rig. A hip toss of Baszler's own now. These two women really using a lot of their MMA background in this contest thus far, and all of this is coming down onto this ramp you see here. It might not be concrete, but that doesn't mean it's any safer. It's still one hell of a thud when you land on it, and no give either. And Rousey, these two women just trading these hip tosses, judo throws, whatever they may be, back and forth with one another. I gotta be honest, I'm quite surprised that we haven't seen a chair or the steps or the announce table or anything utilized as a weapon. I know they're brawling up the ramp right now, but I am surprised that no weapons in that regard have been brought out to play. All the bad blood that there is boiling between these two women, there has been a little bit of a lack of the violence factor, I think is the best way of saying it, that maybe I had expected and maybe hoped for as well. But right now Rousey just taking charge here, slamming Baszler down into the mat, yanking on that arm. She might not be able to keep Rousey down for a 10 count with that armbar, but she could sure as hell break that arm. And then Baszler's going to have a hard time fighting. Counter made there by Shayna Baszler. Kicking her right in the leg there. You can hear the The heavy hits coming in from these strikes. And Baszler again going back to the arms, slamming it down on the ramp this time with all of Rousey's body coming down on top of it. Up the ramp we go now, close to the stage, close to that chair. The King of the Ring will get the sit on, and a Queen of the Ring has already sat on. Big right hand there from Baszler, and now a shin breaker, taking care of the limbs of Rousey in this contest thus far has been the MO for Shayna Baszler. Taking away the fight in Rousey's arms and the movements in her legs, and now just driving her head into the stage there with that knee. Rousey with no way to cover up either. Now what? Into the stage itself, into the actual setup rig that we've got going on here, to the Minitron, stomping away on the head of Rousey. These two women are closer, much closer now to the backstage area than they are to the ring at this point. Baszler grabbing it by the head here. And it seems as if things are about to take that turn. They aren't in front of the crowd anymore. They're backstage here. And into the table went Ronda Rousey, and the fight continuing on. You can see the sweat bouncing off of Rousey and Baszler with every hit that they're connecting on one another. Oh my goodness! That is a concrete floor that Rousey just went thudding onto. You can hear. Oh, here come the weapons finally. Steel chair from Baszler into the ribs of Rousey and into the back as well. The referee, you can count to one as much as you like. Baszler is just beating down on Rousey here. She doesn't give a damn about the count right now. She cares about brutalizing Ronda Rousey. And now look at this, Rousey down and Baszler lapping around her. Rousey might be in trouble here. The use of that chair might have done the damage to Rousey. Internal organs could be bleeding, ribs could be crushed. But Rousey seems to not be giving up regardless. Big right hand there from Shayna Baszler. Rousey though, fighting back here. And Rousey coming in now with some hard hits onto Baszler. And into the true backstage area these two women have gone. There is all sorts of plunder to be used as a weapon around here. Take your pick. Oh, what a power bomb from Rousey onto the floor. My goodness. A thud that would go through any human being. And it was a thud that Shayna Baszler had to endure. But she is still fighting on here. Right hand comes in again. It's little to no surprise this fight has been just that. It's been much more of a fight than it has been a brawl. Kicks and punches being the name of this game. Saito suplex there from Baszler. Rousey coming down on her head. Listen to these strikes that are hitting as well. You can just hear how much is being put behind them. How much ferocity, how much fury is being put behind these shots. Rousey, amateur wrestling takedown now on Shayna Baszler. What's Rousey looking for here? Oh no, knee drop on Baszler. But Rousey might be planning on using that cart maybe as a weapon, but instead it looks like we're going to go to the locker room here for a moment. Baszler down. Rousey grabbing a trash can here. This can only mean bad things for the challenger, who still isn't answering the count right now. And gets that trash can into the gut. Rousey and Baszler have certainly turned up the hatred since heading backstage. If there was any elements of wrestling before, it's all been thrown out of the window now. Look at that back suplex from Rousey. Just threw her back and didn't care where she landed. Rousey now standing, holding onto those ribs, clutching it. Maybe the damage could have been done by the steel chair earlier on, but Baszler, after all that she's just endured, is she going to get up to her feet? Yes, she will at the count of 6. Baszler up, but she's not looking that good right now. She's still dazed. She's still staggering around here. And it's Rousey who's going to take full advantage of it. It's the champ in control right now and sending Baszler into all these production crates used for storing all the heavy lumber that goes from show to show, but right now instead just being used as a weapon, much to the advantage of Ronda Rousey, who sends Baszler down onto that crate there. Haven't had any close counts in this last woman standing match so far, but in all fairness, the hatred that these two women have for one another has been shining itself through from the moment the bell rang. Look out now. Danger for Rousey. What goes around comes around. Powerbomb on that crate. And if the back of Rousey wasn't hurting before, it sure as hell is now. Baszler adding to it by kicking away here at Rousey over and over again, holding her arm in a hammerlock position now as well. Oh no. Oh, bending the palm back there. And double knees into the back. What a flurry combination from Shayna Baszler. It might not finish off the match, but it could certainly take so much fight out from the baddest woman on the planet. Baszler in now. Rousey in a lot of trouble. Current suplex. Baszler floats over. And she'll get another on Rousey here. Right onto the thud of that floor. There is every chance that this could finish off Ronda Rousey here. Shayna Baszler waiting with bated breath. Standing over the fallen champion and could soon be the former champion. Count is up to 7. Is there going to be any answer here from Rousey? Oh, there will be. Panic may have crept in for a moment there for anyone supporting Ronda Rousey. Baszler would have been joy and adulation. Saito suplex once again in this one. This has just been a fight, ladies and gentlemen, and every bit of that word. When you have to keep your opponent down for the count of 10, you better believe that the phrase a wrestling match is going to be thrown out for what we're getting here. It's hardly a match, hardly a bout either. You expect to see this on the streets, maybe. This is that kind of blood feud fighting that we've got going on here. This is even above and beyond an MMA kind of fight. At least there's some kind of passion and pride and honor in those kind of fights. In this one, there is no honor between either woman for one another. There is just pure, unbridled hatred. Baszler, Samoan drop on Rousey there. And Rousey in big trouble. She almost had Baszler at one point, but now everything is starting to creep back for the ace, for the Queen of Spades. Look out here. Spine buster through the table. Crash and burn. Not only did the body of Ronda Rousey do that, but her title reign may crash and burn here tonight. Baszler standing over Rousey. Referee counting away. Is Ronda Rousey's reign done for? We're up to 7 once again. Rousey, is she going to answer the count here? We're at 9 and Rousey's up to her feet. Rousey up. And she couldn't have spared a second longer. Otherwise, she wouldn't be Raw Women's Champion anymore. Into the crates once again goes Baszler. Rousey not only up to her feet, but she's fighting on. And you can tell now these women are starting to let the count go on. They're letting it drag on because they know it could be closer and closer to finishing the match. Piper's pit on the floor by Rousey, and she isn't giving Baszler a moment. What I just said about the count, Ronda Rousey says he just said F that. She wants to finish off Baszler in her own means, by her own measures, and she is sending it into that tiled wall right there. Not once, not twice, but thrice. Brutal devastation being executed by Ronda Rousey in that moment. And now she has Baszler, and she has just taken it wherever she wishes. Baszler in big trouble here. Big knee in the face from Rousey as well. Is there any fight in the Queen of Spades anymore? Did she put it all into hoping that the spinebuster through the table would be enough to finish off Ronda Rousey here, and it hasn't ended up being the case. Rousey still very much going, still very much in the driver's seat. Baszler seems to be fading here. She may be up on her feet, but is there any fight in the Queen of Spades? Baszler up, right hand on Rousey. Rousey able to fight back right away though. Overhand right from Rousey now. What a straight fight this has been from these two women. Truly living up to the term of being the last woman standing. Because no doubt about it, whoever stays down for the 10 count in this one absolutely should have done so. They're not looking to make it the case that one of them might be able to get them at the count to 11. They're looking to make sure that they stay down for the count of 10 and then some. Into that car bonnet there went Shayna Baszler. And not only once but twice she goes into it. Rousey. Wait a damn minute. What is Ronda Rousey going to do here? What is Rousey? No way, no way. Rousey hoisting her up. Power bomb on the car. On the windshield of that car. Cracking the glass in the process. And maybe cracking every bone in Shayna Baszler's body. Baszler is down. The damage illustrated for you right there. Baszler's body crashing into that. And Rousey watching on here as the count is being made. Is there anything left in Shayna Baszler? We're up to 9 here. Is the damage done? It is all she wrote for Shayna Baszler. Ronda Rousey does it again. She tapped her at a backlash and she keeps it down at the King of the Ring. Ronda Rousey, still your Raw Women's Champion. The last woman standing is the baddest woman on the planet.
Well, one hell of a match for the Women's Championship we have just seen, but ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. Triple H, HBK, 30 minutes on the clock, Iron Man match for the World Heavyweight Championship. And you know how the Iron Man match goes. Shawn Michaels, one of many matches that he has made famous throughout his career. Tonight, he fights his brother-in-arms in it. And Triple H with a bad attitude, so to speak. Much like Chris Jericho was mad at Bret Hart for not putting him in the World Heavyweight Championship picture. Triple H was mad at Ric Flair. He came out after Shawn Michaels won the World Heavyweight Championship against Sting at Night of Champions. It looked like Triple H was going to congratulate Shawn Michaels. After all, you know, they've been through everything together. They've been on the road together. Well, I'm going to say former now, but Click brothers, they were brethren. But no, Triple H stabbed him in the back. Kind of faked him out. Came out, congratulated him before hitting him with a low blow. And then drilling him onto the mat with not only one, not only two, but 3 pedigrees. It was like something inside the mind of Triple H had snapped. It was like Triple H felt like he was forgotten in the history books. Shawn Michaels, you know he's not one to back down. These two have bad blood. Former friends turned enemies, and you know how matches like this end up. Tonight, the World Heavyweight Championship is on the line. It's for all the marbles. And these fans here in HBK's hometown really not looking forward to this match. The only thing that they are looking forward to in this match is the game falling to the showstopper. As you see, Triple H looks determined. He told Shawn Michaels, you were going to get the Cerebral Assassin. He said when he came out and attacked him, that was the game. He said when he came out and made that challenge, that was the King of Kings. Now tonight, when he beats Shawn Michaels, he's going to do it in form of the Cerebral Assassin. But Shawn Michaels has had an illustrious career. And as you see that belt around his waist, that goes to show you exactly how illustrious the career of this man has been, and you can hear the reaction in his hometown of San Antonio, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, the showstopper, Mr. WrestleMania, the icon, Shawn Michaels. And he's walking down to that ring with good reason, a vendetta that he wants to settle. Listen to this reaction. Nobody, well, I won't say nobody, but if you had to make a Mount Rushmore out of 4 wrestlers throughout the time that their career has been in the WWE, if Shawn Michaels is not on that list, then you haven't been tuning in. Shawn Michaels looking out at the crowd in Texas. He's letting them know that tonight, the hometown hero is here. Well, there we go. World Heavyweight Championship is going to be on the line. And it's going to be a grueling and long 30 minutes as this Iron Man match is about to get underway. Triple H looking angry. Staring Shawn Michaels directly in the eyes, a thing that he did not do when he stabbed him in the back. And not only did Triple H stab him in the back, he twisted that knife as well. You hate to see it. You hate to see friends turn bitter rivals. Listen, these guys have had their ups and downs throughout their career. These guys have had their matches, had their blood feuds, but nothing is more important than this. This night, right here at King of the Ring in San Antonio. 30 minutes. Iron Man match, hatred, blood boiling. These two are going to get it on, and they're going to pull out all the stops. Referee holding up that title. As we may crown a new champion here tonight, do not take that hometown advantage and just think that Shawn Michaels is going to run away with it, because 30 minutes is on the clock. Look at these two men just looking at each other, staring each other down real quick. And Shawn Michaels trying to get this crowd in his hometown hype. Triple H just watching on, and Shawn Michaels tells him to suck it. Triple H with the chain grapple early, sending Shawn Michaels down to the mat and cranking on that neck, cranking on the head. You know, HBK has had back problems throughout his time. Once again, they lock up. And now Triple H got his arm twisted up as Shawn Michaels goes around. And Shawn Michaels just cranking on it. Triple H trying to fight out. Triple H ducks under. And now Shawn Michaels sending him down and wrenching that arm. Already a minute has burned in this 30-minute match. And Shawn Michaels with a huge strike. Triple H counters and a headbutt to the showstopper. Both men firing lefts, rights, striking at one another. And no, Triple H would not let that happen as he counters. Shot missed. Triple H got a little bit excited. And he went to go grapple the Heartbreak Kid, but no, the Heartbreak Kid stopped it. Shawn Michaels with an elbow to the back of Triple H's head. And now he sends Triple H into the ropes, into the corner. And now just firing them shots at will. Really trying to pick up the pace as he begins to stomp on the Cerebral Assassin. Shawn Michaels lifting Triple H back to his feet. And what's he thinking here? As he's got Triple H up against the ropes, sending him across with an Irish whip. He went for that elbow, but Triple H blocked it off, and now Triple H with a huge strike, staggering Shawn Michaels. Lifting Michaels back to his feet. And now sending him outside the ring. This is going to pick up real quick out here. All night it seems like this has been a leading factor. The ringside area. As Shawn Michaels is up against the table now. And Triple H driving an elbow into the back. Looked like he drove an elbow into the back of his neck, not even his head. Really trying to fire him up, really trying to get to the old injuries, really trying to bring out them injuries that were lingering. Referee had a 5 count. Now Triple H just having his way with Shawn Michaels, slamming him against the barricade a couple times. And he rolls him back into the ring, but he's got to be careful because you can hear where the referee is at on this count. Triple H coming in at 9. And he brings Shawn Michaels into the center of the ring just so he can mount him and begin to pummel him on the head. Triple H really turning this crowd in San Antonio irate. Nice jawbreaker counter from Shawn as he drives the elbow back into Triple H's head. And now Shawn Michaels looks like he's going to go for a snap suplex, and he does. And he just stomps across the face of the game. Shawn Michaels beginning to use what he knows, beginning to get that driver's seat, beginning to grab the wheel now, as there was a little bit of a stalemate. But that shot kind of rocked Triple H as he uses the ropes as a crutch to get up. And Shawn Michaels takes time to fire up the crowd here in Texas. And he clotheslines Triple H outside the ring once more. Almost down to 25 minutes. Referee begins the count again as we have gone back out to no man's land. And now it's Triple H meeting the barricade. And Shawn Michaels about to do a little bit of work. But Shawn Michaels thinking, he slams Triple H head first down onto the barricade wall. Referee had a 4 count already. I mean, honestly, if you get counted out, it really doesn't matter, especially if it's a double count out. You have almost 25 minutes worth of time left. You know what an Iron Man match is. It's however many pinfalls you can get within the time limit. Referee had an 8 count. And Shawn Michaels rolling back into the ring. Triple H might get counted out. But no, Shawn Michaels wants to avoid that count out. He doesn't want to do anything cheap. Unlike Triple H, who would probably do that. Broke the referee's count. Now what's Shawn Michaels thinking here? Shawn Michaels looking for another snap suplex as he lays Triple H down onto the ringside floor, and now he's going after that table, going after the announce table. Referee at 6. Now what's he thinking? He's got Triple H right where he wants him. Referee at 9. And Shawn Michaels coming back into the ring, telling him, no, hold your count, as he goes to the top. And an elbow drop through the announce table. Triple H could be broken. This crowd is on their feet. Shawn Michaels already bringing the highlights. And the count has started over. Now Triple H getting thrown back into the ring by Mr. WrestleMania himself. Shawn looking like he's going to go for it. He's tuning up the band, stomping that foot down. And he's going for the sweet chin music. Triple H ducks. Triple H caught him. Triple H got the arms hooked, looking for the pedigree. Shawn Michaels, no. Shawn Michaels counters out, leveling him down with a clothesline. Little bit of counter for counter right here. But now Shawn Michaels looks like he's going to try it. Figure 4, shades of the Nature Boy. And Triple H is in the center of the ring. Can he battle out of it? That's the only question. As this clock continues to chop away, we're at 23 minutes now. Shawn Michaels still cranking the leg, and Triple H has yet to fight out the damage that is being done. But Triple H with a slap to the face. And Shawn Michaels gets to his feet. Triple H sending him into the ropes. Clothesline levels him down. And now just choking away at him with the shin. This crowd has definitely been silenced here in San Antonio as Triple H delivers a neck breaker. And now Triple H trying to slow that pace down. Shawn Michaels really brought the highlights. After he put Triple H through that table, he went for the sweet chin music. It was blocked. A pedigree attempt at Shawn Michaels from Triple H, that was blocked as well. And now Shawn Michaels is in a submission of his own as Triple H is trying to weaken that limb, hoping that Shawn Michaels will tap out as he has nowhere to go to reach the ropes. And this crowd really not liking it as now Shawn Michaels fights out. And now Shawn Michaels, stiff shots, stiff forearms, connecting exactly how he wants him to, a scoop slam to follow it up. And now driving the fist into the head of the game. And yet another one. And now Shawn Michaels feeling like it's time. He lifts him back to his feet. What's HBK thinking here? HBK's got something in mind, I'm telling you. As he puts Triple H onto the middle rope and sends him down. And drives a knee directly into the chest. And now Shawn Michaels is like, you wanted to slow the pace down? Okay. Shawn going for a pin. 2. And no, Triple H kicks out. Barely kick it out though. The effects of that table might really be starting to get to him now. HBK putting him into the corner. Looks like he's going to make his face greet the turnbuckle. Michaels lifting Triple H back up to his feet. Now Michaels cranking the leg. Like I said, the pace is already slowing down as 10 minutes is almost burned in this 30-minute Iron Man match. And a reverse atomic drop from the showstopper. Dragging Triple H back into the center of the ring. He's telling him to get to his feet. What does Shawn Michaels have in mind here right now? So he's going for another suplex. And he does. Triple H back first onto the canvas. And now Shawn Michaels going out to the apron. What's he thinking as he goes to the top rope? Vintage Shawn Michaels with the elbow drop onto Triple H directly into the heart. The black heart of Triple H has been taken out. 2, 3, and Shawn Michaels with your first pinfall victory. And I don't know if they're doing that to mock Triple H or not, but either way, we still got 19 minutes and 30 seconds left on this clock. Maybe a little bit less. Shawn Michaels into the ropes and a huge knee to the Heartbreak Kid. Now Triple H starting to take over. Remember, he's down by a pinfall now as he puts Shawn Michaels up against the turnbuckles. Looks like he's going to position him at the top. Now he follows him up. What's he thinking here? Little high risk. Belly to back suplex off the top. And Triple H looks like he may have hurt his back a little bit. Now Triple H beginning to work on the limbs, stomping the arm of Shawn Michaels. And another stomp to the arm. No, Shawn Michaels with the counter. Now Shawn Michaels kicking at the leg. And he sends Triple H into the corner. And now it's Shawn Michaels looking for that lawn dart. Snake eyes into the top turnbuckle. Has Triple H staggered. And Shawn Michaels immediately grabs him back up and scoop slams him down to the mat. Now Triple H looking worse for wear, especially after having that elbow driven directly into his heart. Shawn Michaels sending him into the ropes. And a clothesline from Shawn Michaels levels Triple H. And now the Heartbreak Kick going back to the top. I don't know what he's thinking. Maybe another elbow drop. No, a frog splash to Triple H. And he follows it up with a cover. He might get ahead early here. Looking for another. No. Triple H kicks out. And now a kick to the back. A rough kick to the back nonetheless. And now Shawn Michaels beginning to tune up the band again. Can he hit it this time? 17 minutes on the clock. No, Sweet Chin Music blocked again. And Triple H with a huge spine buster. Back first onto the canvas. You know the story of Shawn Michaels' back and how badly it hurts. Triple H looking like he's going to hit the pedigree. Pedigree by the game. Shawn Michaels is probably out of this. 1, 2, and Triple H has tied it up. 1 pinfall apiece. Now Triple H looking to catch another one real quick. Looking to take the advantage as he rolls Shawn Michaels up. And Shawn Michaels barely gets his shoulder up. These fans loving that. And Shawn Michaels into the ropes one more time. A running knee lift from Triple H. Now Triple H has begun to take over as he locks the sleeper hold in. Sleeper hold applied on Shawn Michaels. Nowhere to go. And he's trying to wave him off. He's fighting for it. If Shawn Michaels passes out, this could be an early night for Triple H. Just cranking on the neck. Jawbreaker counter from the Heartbreak Kid. Super kick out of nowhere. Followed up with the jawbreaker. It staggered Triple H just enough. 2. And that's got to be a no. Triple H gets his shoulder up. How in the hell did he just do that? Almost at 15 minutes. Half of the time is gone in this match. But Shawn Michaels with that nice instinct to hit the super kick may have put Triple H where he wants him. As Triple H rolls out to the ringside floor and Shawn Michaels coming forward. And Shawn Michaels drives the elbow and shoulder into the heart and chest of the Cerebral Assassin. As they're back at ringside, you can see that table. Carnage from an elbow drop off the top rope by Shawn Michaels. Both men are probably going to have to dig into their bag of tricks here tonight. Especially with the time frame of this match. Referee at a 6 count. Triple H with a Russian leg sweep on the ringside floor. And now Triple H lifting Shawn Michaels back to his feet. He sends the Heartbreak Kid back in through the bottom rope. Following suit like a predator would. HBK into the corner. And that shot looked like it rocked him, followed up with a face plant. And Triple H taking time to rest. And now a little bit of trash talk as Shawn Michaels goes to get to his feet. And Triple H looked like he was going for that spine buster again, but no, he got his clock cleaned by the Heartbreak Kid off that counter. And now in the corner, Shawn Michaels with a forearm. Both men got to be tired now. They went 15 plus in this match. Headlock locked in by Shawn Michaels. Gripping under the neck, trying to choke Triple H out. Trying to work the hold. Like I said, you could see the fatigue starting to set in for both of these men. But these old dogs still trying to show some new tricks. Triple H getting out. And a strike to Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels is reeling into the ropes again. And Triple H planting that face into the knee. Usually that's a setup for the pedigree, but I don't even know. Triple H has other thoughts in mind. As we're running down this clock, a little under 13 minutes, and Triple H runs forward with a knee, sending Shawn Michaels out to the ringside floor again. And not wasting any time, he still goes out after him. Sending him into the announce table. We've already had one broken in this match. We don't need another one broken. This is where our Spanish commentary team is. This is where Alejandro Jose and Juan is. And Shawn Michaels gut first over the barricade wall. And almost, no. Oh my God, head first into the barricade. I mean, not the barricade. What am I saying? Excuse me. Into the LED post. This match is taking a toll on me as well, as Shawn Michaels gets rolled back into the ring and Triple H follows, almost a count out. And now he's telling him, this is what you wanted. You wanted to be the top dog, and I'm going to pick you apart. Into the corner is the Heartbreak Kid. And now Triple H turning him over. I wonder what he's got in mind now. Maybe Snake Eyes again. But you can see that fatigue. It was a little bit hard to lift Shawn Michaels to his feet. Just to do that. That may have taken all the gas out of Triple H as he took a little bit of a break. Took a breather. And now he's telling Shawn to get to his feet. Triple H locking them arms. Looking for that. No. Pedigree. Pedigree was countered. And a clothesline levels Triple H back down to the mat. Shawn Michaels may be going for a second win right here. Shawn Michaels rolling him up. Roll up pin on Triple H. This has got to be it. He might get a quick one, and no, Triple H kicks out. We're almost at 10 minutes to this match. Triple H into the ropes. Shawn Michaels sending him forward. And a back body drop to the game. Both men getting very tired right now. You gotta wonder what goes through your mind in an Iron Man match when you've pulled out all the stops, especially if you're down. I mean, both men are tied at one pinfall apiece, but what do you do? An elbow drop to the back of Triple H. What goes through your mind? As Shawn Michaels maybe getting a second wind right here. As we're going to see him. No, belly to back was countered and Triple H fell on top of him. And now Triple H waiting for it. Triple H trying again. One more time. Pedigree to Shawn Michaels. 1, 2. And that's got to be it. And it is. Triple H is up. You got 2-1. Triple H taking the advantage at a little under 10 minutes. Shawn Michaels countering back, and Shawn Michaels with a huge back elbow. And now Shawn Michaels feeling like he can maybe get some more gas in his tank. I don't know what he's thinking here, though. Super kick to Triple H. And now the cover. Little over 9 minutes. Shawn Michaels might tie this thing up. He's got it right here. And Shawn Michaels has just tied it up. We're at 2 apiece. Elbow from the Heartbreak Kid. Now what's he thinking here? Triple H trying to get back to his feet. And Shawn Michaels taking the time to taunt. And that was a little bit, that was reckless by the World Heavyweight Champion right there. They helped Triple H get back. As Triple H goes to the top. Looks like another superplex is coming. And a superplex on to Shawn Michaels. How much more can one man take? Now Triple H really pacing around. Taking that time. Both men tied. And Triple H throws him outside the ring. Now what's Triple H thinking here? Back in no man's land. And Triple H got him in powerbomb position. And a powerbomb onto the apron. And Triple H swings him, oh my God, into the metal of the apron. And Triple H telling him to get to his feet. Shawn Michaels could be out after that. He could have some broken ribs as Triple H pedigrees him on the floor. Referee had a 6 count. And you remember what I said earlier, it looks like that's what they're going for right here. Shawn Michaels would not take a count out, but Triple H is not beyond that, as Shawn Michaels is trying to get to his feet. Referee had an 8 count. And Triple H still, look, Triple H mocking the WWE Universe right now as Shawn Michaels gets a count out, and Triple H is ahead right now 3-2. While Shawn is still trying to get to his feet. I know he's been hurt out there, trust me. He just took a powerbomb to the apron and was slung into the metal piecing of it. And then it was followed up with a pedigree. And now Triple H feeling like he's got this in the bag. He's feeling a little bit more comfortable. Maybe breathing a little bit more easy even after the fatigue. Almost at 6 minutes and 35 seconds right now. Triple H choking the Heartbreak Kid out. And now he brings him into the center of the ring. Probably going to go for a pinfall here. No, going for a choke. The dirty tactics setting in. As like I said, Triple H is a little bit more comfortable feeling right now. And now he goes for the pin. 1, 2. And Shawn Michaels somehow gets a shoulder up. Almost at 6 minutes. Shawn Michaels with the counter. Shawn Michaels delivering that elbow directly into the chin. And now lifting Triple H back to his feet. Into the ropes again. And though he's blocked off, stalemate, Triple H still had enough power to stay up. And now Michaels calling him to his feet. Michaels beginning to fire shot after shot. Every shot hitting their mark. And now Shawn Michaels looks like he has come alive. He looks like he has a second wind. The crowd in San Antonio is going wild. And Triple H in the corner. Shawn Michaels may be going for a superplex himself. But wait, Shawn Michaels going to the other side. Are we going to be seeing this? This could do it. Superplex out onto the ringside floor. And Triple H's back has to be shot after that. And now will Shawn Michaels take the count-out victory? No, Shawn Michaels is going to the top rope. He's going to fly the showstopper, driving the knee into the heart. I think Shawn Michaels could have easily got a count-out victory, much like Triple H did. But like I said, Shawn Michaels has taken pride in this match. And he drives an elbow into Triple H. We are under 5 minutes, folks. Triple H is still up in this match, 3-2. If he can hold out for a little bit over 4 minutes, Triple H will walk away your new World Heavyweight Champion. Shawn Michaels going to the top. Looks like it's time for a moonsault, and a moonsault onto the King of Kings. Hooking the leg, shooting the half is the Heartbreak Kid. 1, 2, and Triple H barely kicks out, and Shawn Michaels cannot believe it. Like I said, how much damage can one man take? Well, we're finding the limit here tonight at King of the Ring. And it looks like Shawn Michaels is going for the figure 4 once again. Figure 4 locked in. And Triple H fighting out of it. The damage may have been done though. He was locked into a figure 4 earlier in the night. Along with the fatigue, and Triple H quickly, smartly throwing him out of the ring. If you can't get a pinfall, unless you get a count out, you will not be able to pick up that victory that you need. And Triple H knows that. And Triple H taking the time to pace around. And Triple H going under the ring. Triple H, that patented sledgehammer. Waiting for Shawn Michaels to get to his feet. And Triple H trying to pull out all the stops. But if he does this, he's going to get a disqualification. That victory, that one fall that he's up, will now tie them. And Triple H with the sledgehammer right to the ribs. How disgusting. Now, hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt him, as he was already up by a pinfall. But I think Triple H has something in mind, as we're under 3 minutes. And Triple H just used that sledgehammer. Now maybe he's going to try and catch one more victory and maybe sail away with the World Heavyweight Championship here tonight in San Antonio. Shawn Michaels at the top, and Triple H going up after him. Looking like he's got a pedigree locked in. Avalanche pedigree onto the Heartbreak Kid. He might as well be dead. That's gotta be it. Triple H about to cement his legacy right now, getting what he came for, the World Heavyweight Championship, and no, Shawn Michaels with a kick out. How in the hell? And I don't even think Triple H knows. The frustration starting to set in. 1:50 left in this match, and Triple H going back to get the sledgehammer. I think he's starting to lose his cool. Triple H, I don't know. This is not a smart move as the referee tries to grab the sledgehammer out of his hand. And Shawn Michaels is back up. Shawn Michaels got the sharpshooter. He's got it locked in. The sharpshooter is locked in. If Triple H taps, there's only a little over a minute left. Triple H hanging on, fighting for dear life, but Shawn Michaels has it locked in deep. Triple H may have no choice but to tap. Shawn Michaels may get this victory here. As he cranks on it, we're almost at the minute mark. And Triple H is in a bad state right here. I wonder if he's thinking in his head that using that sledgehammer was the worst possible mistake of his life. Triple H reaching for the ropes. Triple H has no choice. He may have to tap here in San Antonio. And he may lose his shot and his dreams. This opportunity may be over. And Triple H fighting out of it. Shawn Michaels back to his feet. Triple H going for the pedigree. No, Shawn Michaels fighting out of it again. And Shawn Michaels with a clothesline. Third time tonight, the pedigree was unsuccessful. And Triple H is down. Both men are tied. And Shawn Michaels really feeling the vibes right now. This crowd in San Antonio with 13 seconds left. We're looking for it. Sweet chin music to Triple H. Referee gets the count. 2. Unbelievable. Oh my God. Are you serious right now? At the very last second, Shawn Michaels catches the victory and edges it out. Talk about a match. Unbelievable. The showstopper has proved why he is a legend here tonight at King of the Ring. Outstanding. Things like this you gotta love. But ladies and gentlemen, we're about to be going backstage because we understand that one of the tag team champions has been attacked. And that's Kofi Kingston. Oh my God, look at the chaos back there. Dinner plates, pots, steel chair, and Kofi's busted open. Oh my God. This is the Authors of Pain. Of course, the number one contenders. And Authors of Pain taking off. And here comes the New Day. The New Day chasing after him. Xavier Woods going to check on Kofi and Big E giving chase. This is crazy. All to get an edge. But ladies and gentlemen, in the end, there were two. Shinsuke Nakamura, Finn Balor. This is the main event of the evening. And tonight, one man will walk out as King of the Ring. Both men had tough battles to get here. Tough fights. In the pre-show, you've seen Shinsuke Nakamura pull a victory over EC3 on Raw's side of the finals. Finn Balor defeated Dolph Ziggler. Either way, this match caliber is a main event no matter where you go, no matter where you put it. This match has explosive written all over it. as the artist comes out with the mask on, looking like he's ready to go to the ball. And indeed he is. But can he take this chance and not only be the king of strong style, but be the king of the ring, the king of WWE? Coming out with the glow in the dark. And to be honest, if you listen to it, I can hear it. This crowd, it's split. It's split down the middle. You have two fan favorites. As I said in the pre-show, Shinsuke Nakamura definitely one of the big draws on the red brand. Finn Balor, obviously one of the biggest draws on the blue brand. Both men looking for that title as king. And we all know what comes with this victory here. Other than just a title. A title opportunity comes with it as well. If Shinsuke Nakamura can win here, he may face Braun Strowman at the biggest party of the summer. Finn Balor obviously wants to get his hands on Chris Jericho. Remember, Chris Jericho and Finn Balor, they were the two finalists for the WWE Championship at Night of Champions. And Finn Balor, dressed like a rogue, dressed like the unknown. But can the unknown become king? Either way, like I said, and the way that you look at it is, either way, whoever gets the victory here, you still have a high caliber match for SummerSlam. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Braun Strowman, or Finn Balor versus Chris Jericho. I'm telling you, I honestly can't call it, folks. I cannot put my finger around who I would pick as a winner here tonight in the main event. San Antonio is gonna love it. And Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, they are gonna blow the roof off of this arena. I can promise you that. As Finn Balor looks around, like I said, that mask, the mask of the unknown, maybe signifying that a prince becomes king here tonight. As you know, back in the Indies, one of the nicknames they referred to him as was Prince Devitt. But can he become king? Like I said, this crowd is indecisive as well. Both men great athletes, both men, they know how to draw, both men, they know how to go. This is going to be a hard-hitting, fast-paced, and innovative matchup. As Finn Balor takes one last look around the arena here in the Alamo Dome. Looking out at the crowd in San Antonio. Shinsuke Nakamura getting a little bit of a stretch on, as is Finn Balor. And this main event is about to get underway, and here we go! Finn Balor going for the strike early, and Shinsuke Nakamura, no, Shinsuke Nakamura's strike blocked off as well. And two men, both of them lock up. Finn Balor into the corner. And the referee trying to get a break. Let's see if we will get a clean break here. And as we do, but we don't get a clean break without the showboating of the artist, the King of Strong Style, telling Finn Balor to come on, and Finn Balor goes for a strike, but it's instantly countered. And as you see the combination of Shinsuke lifting Finn Balor back up to his feet, and he sends Finn Balor into the ropes, Irish whip. Shinsuke duck under, and he plants Finn Balor's face into his knee. And a stiff kick to the back. Shinsuke Nakamura getting the edge early on in this match. A stomp to the bicep of Finn Balor. And Finn Balor already taking damage. Feeling them kicks. Feeling them knees from the artist, the King of Strong Style. Finn Balor with a counter. And now it's Finn Balor with a nice combination. As he goes off the ropes, it comes forward. And a clothesline levels Shinsuke Nakamura down to the canvas. And Finn Balor off the ropes, leg drop. Instantly keeping the momentum going. A second leg drop from Balor, but no. Shinsuke Nakamura rolled out of the way. Sending Finn Balor into the corner, rushing forward. And a nice kick to the ribs, followed up with a knee. And Shinsuke Nakamura getting real brutal with them knees. Like I said, I say this for anybody who comes out here and fights this man. Them knees are lethal. You gotta watch out for him as Shinsuke Nakamura does a leg drop over the top rope across the back of the neck to Balor. Balor gets lifted up here. And Shinsuke with a huge knee, staggering Finn Balor. Finn Balor sends Shinsuke into the ropes. A nice chop to the chest, off the ropes, and a drop kick. Drive-by drop kick to the head of the King of Strong Style. Finn Balor now looking to find himself in the driver's seat. And he takes the time to think about what he's going to do as Shinsuke gets up. And a nice Shining Wizard from Finn Balor. And Finn Balor rolling Shinsuke over. He's going for a pin here early. 2. And no, Shinsuke kicks out at a 2. Finn Balor felt like he might have did enough to win it, but I'm telling you, you got to do a lot more than that to beat Nakamura down. And then stiff elbows, forearms to the face of Shinsuke. Shinsuke staggered. He's rocked here. No, finally with a counter. And now Nakamura throwing Balor into the corner. And let's see what he has planned here as he turns Balor over. And a huge kick to the back. Shinsuke Nakamura trying to come back now as Finn Balor had started to get his number. He started to get the gears going. But now Shinsuke Nakamura taking over once again as he cranks the leg and whips it over. Finn Balor holding on to the knee. Maybe an injury here, we don't know. And once again, Balor back to them forearms as Shinsuke staggered in the ropes. And Shinsuke goes out to the ringside floor. Balor going forward. Suicide plancha from Finn Balor. Oh my God. Finn Balor with the explosiveness here tonight. He had the explosiveness and the momentum in the pre-show against Dolph Ziggler. And this man just does not give up as he goes to the apron. What is Finn Balor thinking here? Shinsuke Nakamura trying to get to his feet. And as he gets to his feet, Finn Balor with a moonsault off of the apron. Unbelievable. The skill of Finn Balor as he goes back into the ring. And Shinsuke, he doesn't know what to think. He's on Dream Street as Finn Balor goes into the ropes. And oh my God, a huge forearm clearing the top rope and landing out to the ringside floor onto Shinsuke Nakamura. Finn Balor becoming a highlight reel here in the main event. And he rolls Shinsuke Nakamura back into the ring. Thinking of doing something right here as he's got him hooked on the apron. And oh my God, a neck breaker off of the apron by Finn Balor back out to the ringside floor. The referee continues to count. But the count has started over, and Shinsuke Nakamura gets rolled into the ring. Finn Balor quick to follow, like a predator would stalk his prey. Going for the pin, hooking the leg. 2, and Shinsuke Nakamura gets a shoulder up. Finn Balor went for a strike, but Shinsuke blocked it. After all the damage, you would think that Shinsuke would be worn down, but no, Shinsuke is ready to go. And now Shinsuke with a slap. A disrespectful slap to Balor. What's Shinsuke thinking here? He has Balor positioned on the top rope. Oh my God, double knees to the stomach of Finn Balor. Remember, like I said, them knees are lethal. And he just drove him right into the stomach and chest of Finn Balor with the pin. And a kick out from Finn Balor. Barely, but Balor continues to stay in this match. And now Shinsuke taking time to take a breather. That little onslaught of offense from Finn Balor may have kind of dazed him for a minute. I mean, even after he got the offense going to the Kinshasa out of nowhere. Oh my God, Finn Balor may be knocked out. Finn Balor is seeing stars. Shinsuke Nakamura shooting the half. 1, 2... And oh my God, so close. Finn Balor manages to roll his shoulder up at the last second. And Shinsuke a little disrespected by that. Throwing a kick to the stomach of Balor. And now Shinsuke looked like he was going for a combination, but no. Balor blocks it off. Finn Balor sending Shinsuke back into the ropes. And a sling blade from Finn Balor. Well timed on the sling blade as Shinsuke Nakamura is on his back. But Balor lifts him quickly up to his feet. And Balor not done with the offense. Balor trying to keep the pressure on. Shinsuke in the corner. What's Balor thinking? Balor went to go grab, but no. Shinsuke blocked it in a huge knee to Balor. Bringing him out of the corner in a huge clothesline. Levels him down. Shinsuke off the rope. Senton bomb. And Balor's hurt. Balor rolling around. And what's Shinsuke thinking here? Shinsuke runs forward and a huge driving knee right into the skull as he hooks the leg. 2. And this has got to... No, it's not. Finn Balor kicks out. How in the hell is Finn Balor still moving? That Kinshasa, I thought that would have cleared his clock, but no. Shinsuke got Balor into the corner. Positions him rolling out. And another huge knee right into the stomach. To be honest, all these knees to the stomach, I would think that maybe Finn Balor might lose his lunch soon. And Shinsuke Nakamura locking him up. Going for that signature exploder suplex. Balor blocks out. Balor counters. And now Balor looking for his signature. The basement drop kick on Shinsuke Nakamura. This has got to be it. It's setting him up. Positioning for the coup de grace as Finn Balor goes to the top. And can he hit it? Coup de grace on Shinsuke Nakamura. That's got to be it. You can count to 100, 2, and oh my God, Shinsuke Nakamura kicking out, rolling the shoulder out at the last second. Unbelievable as this crowd watches on in San Antonio. Both men giving it their all for a chance to become the king of the ring. And Finn Balor with a huge snap suplex. Balor telling Shinsuke to get to his feet. And Shinsuke groggy as he stands. Balor sends him into the ropes. Balor ducks under. Balor with the leapfrog. And no, Balor went to go for a scoop slam of some sort. And no, Shinsuke blocks out. And now Shinsuke's got him over his shoulders. Wait, Balor flips out. Nice, beautiful counter by Balor, followed by a Pele kick. And Shinsuke doesn't even know what to do. He's out on the apron. And Balor, what's Balor thinking? Balor with the sunset flip powerbomb to the ringside floor. And Balor has completely taken over this match following the Kinshasa. It was a near fall attempt that Shinsuke did, but now Balor's been in the driver's seat as he's got Shinsuke up against the barricade, hanging him up to dry with a knee. And now Shinsuke Nakamura and Finn Balor in no man's land. They got to be careful out here. And Finn Balor knows that, rolling Shinsuke back into the ring. And Balor's going to the top rope. What is he thinking of going for here? Shinsuke slowly getting to his feet as Balor rushes out. Balor with the Hurricane Rana off the top rope. And now Balor really feeling it right now. Really digging down deep. Balor sends Shinsuke into the ropes with an Irish whip. Another sling blade from Finn Balor. And Balor may be getting ready to go for a second coup de grace here. And that's what it looks like he's going for. You know that pose. Coup de grace missed by Shinsuke. Shinsuke rolling out of the way. And Shinsuke sends Balor into the ropes. But no, Balor goes over onto the apron. And Shinsuke, well thought, as Shinsuke with a huge backbreaker onto the apron. And he quickly rolls Finn Balor back into the ring. But that backbreaker, that could have caused some serious injuries. Finn Balor went for that second coup de grace, but Shinsuke blocked it. And now it's Finn Balor back again with the momentum, dragging Shinsuke into the center. Is he going to go for it again? Maybe another coup de grace. He's back up at the top, and yeah, he's looking for it again. Looking for it again, and no, Shinsuke rolls out one more time. And now Shinsuke Shinsuke with another exploder suplex on Finn Balor. A second exploder suplex. And now Shinsuke at the middle rope. What is Shinsuke thinking here? Shinsuke channeling it. The King of Strong style. Looked like he was going for a middle rope Kinshasa, but no. Finn Balor counters. And Shinsuke not knowing where he's going. Finn Balor whipping him into the ropes. And another sling blade from Balor. That is the third sling blade. He's calling Shinsuke to his feet. And off the ropes, another one. A fourth sling blade, this time with the springboard. And Balor continuing the momentum. Balor looking for it. Bloody Sunday from Finn Balor. And now Balor lifted him up again. Balor looking for a unanimous decision here as he goes to the corner. Basement drop kick to Shinsuke. This man has to be out of it. But Balor looking for the nail in the coffin right now as he goes to the top rope. And Finn Balor looking for it again. The coup de grace. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. And after that onslaught, yes, this has got to be finished. Finn Balor. Ladies and gentlemen, Finn Balor is your king of the ring. And what an epic match we just seen. Shinsuke Nakamura tried his damnedest. But after 4 sling blades, 2 coup de grace, a 1916, 2 basement drop kicks, Finn Balor is king. And he looks around at the crowd in San Antonio, letting them know exactly what that means. As you know, it's time for Finn Balor's coronation as he walks up to the throne. What an epic match we had just seen, ladies and gentlemen. Shinsuke Nakamura, he should not be ashamed of the fight that he put up here tonight. But there can only be one king. And as the fans look on, you see it. Finn Balor, your king of the ring. I'm looking for the approval here in San Antonio. Getting ready to speak. And what? Oh my God, what in the... It's Tommaso Ciampa. The Blackheart is here in San Antonio. What in the hell is he doing here, though? As he looks Finn Balor in the eyes, but he just walks past him. And oh my God, San Antonio has come undone here as Shinsuke is trying to get to his feet. The Blackheart is in San Antonio. And Shinsuke trying to get to his feet. Do not do him like this. He just had a 5-star match with Finn Balor. And come on, no, oh my God, fairy tale ending on Shinsuke Nakamura from the Blackheart. And oh my God, Chris Jericho attacking Finn Balor from behind with the WWE Championship. Everything, there is chaos here to close out King of the Ring with a code breaker. Ladies and gentlemen, this is chaos. Tommaso Ciampa is in the WWE, and Chris Jericho trying to get the edge on Finn Balor, the King of the Ring.